my where is my phone at? Just had it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm gonna be starting soon, y'all. Just give me a moment as I pop in here real fast and get some things flowing. So oh snap. Oh, look at that. I am like all kinds of all right. Get everything going here. All right, cool. All right, let's pop into this live astrology tarot report for the 12 signs. Yo, what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be the tarot report for the 12 signs for August 2023. Last month I did these all separately. This month I'm putting it all into one video. It's just kind of the way that things worked. Doing all separate videos takes a little bit longer to do, admittedly. It's a little bit more, and it's just with my time constraints that I've had so far going into this August. I just had to do it this way. So, but like I said, I will put timestamps as well. So if you watch the replay of this, I'll make sure to have timestamps in there. I even got my piece of paper. I got my paper and pen ready to write them down. So I'm not just like scrolling through and stuff. So I can have like a more accurate pinpointing of when I get to the each signs. So in fact, I'm probably I like going randomly too. That's the thing about it. I like going randomly. So what we're gonna do is I already know. I already know how to do this. So we're just going to take this piece of paper and see. I should have already been prepared as far as all this stuff goes, but I wasn't. So, anyways, Because when it comes to these things, I like to go random. So I like it to be random. Let's see. What I need to do is I need to just get like a bunch of like, well, let me get some scissors. That should be faster. Be right back, y'all. Get scissors, and then let me get something to pull these out of. All right, y'all. I'm going to be using my Hero Academia hat as the where I put all of the little strips of paper into, so then we can know who I'm going to be reading for. So I just need to make 12 strips of paper. And once I do this, then we'll be all good to go. And then I trust you guys are having a wonderful day. How are y'all liking this third quarter square energy? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I did this like so weird. The way I end up cutting all these pieces of paper, I did them so freaking weird. So don't mind it. I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need one more, and then I'm gonna write the names of all the signs on here. There's these first little bit of paper that I cut up. I didn't really like those, so we're going to do it like this. We're gonna write them all down here, and then it will be picked in a random order based off of the divine timing of things. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, want to have a good time. So each of these, this is meant to be a general reading. You want to watch it for like your sun and your rising. Think of the moon as sort of like the B story, as like the sort of auxiliary story to like the main story, right? So that's how I would look at this. And remember, like I said, this is going to be a general reading for how the month of August is going to go for you. Now, of course, we are, of course, on the 8th of August already, but we still have a lot to go. So, still got a lot of stuff. Still got Mercury retrograde, and got Mars going into, well, I'm pretty sure Mars will actually go into Libra by the end of the month. So, still got a lot of stuff going on. So, let's put everything in the hat. Themes from a hat, except we're pulling zodiac signs and we're drawing cards. So, but think of like a scenes from the hat, like astrology edition. That'd be actually kind of cool. So, definitely that would be an awesome video. Like, whose line is it anyway? Like astrology edition. But you got to get the right people, to do that sort of thing. You got to definitely get the right people to do that sort of thing. Is anyone here good at improv? So, okay, cool. Let's see who we get first. All right. In the My Hero Academia, whose quirks are we going to talk about first? What we got going on? Whose quirks are we going to be talking about first for August 2023 Tarot Reports? 2, Electric Boogaloo. All right. Who do we got first? All right. we have Gemini. Gemini is first. Where's my pen so I can write this down so I can just go right to it? But Gemini, you are first. Gemini. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this. Like I said, you want to watch this for your sun, moon, and rising, or of course you can watch for like your friends, your family, and stuff. Or really, you can watch for any of your aspects, whether you have Venus or Mars here. All of it could be applied, right? But generally, I read for sun, moon, and rising. But like I said, you can read for and you can watch for any of them. So, but let's see what we got going on for you, Gemini. Let's see what we got going on for you, Gemini. I'm going to do a shuffle on that, and then I'm going to pick a card from the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. The dominant energy that you're bringing into this month, Gemini, is the energy of alchemy. That is the dominant energy that you brought into August. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. That is the energy that you guys are bringing in. So having this ability to transform your reality, having the ability to wield all four elements and to bring them all together in harmonious matrimony, that is what Gemini you have brought to the table right now. So let's see what we have going on, though. Let's see what we got going on. So what are you striving for this month, Gemini? What are you striving for? Okay, well, you're striving to be this Knight of Swords. What I like about the Knight of Swords in this deck is that he's a lot more calm than his counterparts in other decks. So you actually are a little bit more collected, mentally when it comes to going into this month. You have this confidence that you are using right now because you are in this transformative power, and now that you're pretty much bringing this confidence forward. It's a very calm. This is probably one of the calmer Knight of Swords that you probably will see out of different tarot decks. He's looking down. His eyes are closed. He's chill. He's not necessarily rushing into battle right now. He's thinking of his next move. So you are really Gemini right now. I mean, you guys already think a lot, but you're thinking of your next move or what you're going to do. So the thing that you are striving for, if anything, I would say is even greater mental clarity. And it probably has to do with the fact that, your ruling planet is in Virgo squaring your sun or rising or your moon, and it's about to go retrograde. So there is definitely some challenges here as far as that goes because you're trying to sort out all of the details. Now, the main challenge that you kind of are running up against right now is the Queen of Wands. This could be a person. This could be a fire sign. So this could be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. Or it really could just be a situation. But it's a situation where you are coming up against an individual or a situation that is undeniable. I think this Queen of Wands could be actually the one that you're serving too. It could be the one that you're serving. And maybe you don't necessarily see fully eye to eye with what they're trying to do, what they're trying to express. And that's probably why you're in some sort of contemplation, because it's like you want to rush into battle, but you're having to think a little bit. And what I think is interesting is because we have the card of alchemy, which talks about remembering our magic. It's like you're remembering that time when you ran into battle, when the Queen of Wands kind of, commanded you to run into battle. You're having a remembrance of like what happened the last time you did that, and maybe it didn't go so well, right? Because these are different suits, and this is fire and air. Fire and air do, in many ways, they can get along, but at the same time, it can be very explosive. So when they come together and they're getting along, it's a beautiful thing, because they're both, more masculine in nature. But when they're at war with each other, then it's a serious fucking thing, right? I want to get more clarity and insight into the challenge of this Queen of Wands. What exactly is going on here? It's the Seven of Cups in reverse. So the challenge here is an indecision. You're indecisive because you don't necessarily know what to pick. Instead of being blessed by choices, you feel burdened by choices right now. And that's why you're having to kind of pause. That's why the Knight of Swords, that's why you're having to pause and trying to think through the situation, because you have a lot of different choices right now. I feel like the Queen of Wands almost at this point is sort of it's this sort of offering, if you will, by the universe. It could take on the role of a person or a situation, but it's almost like she's the one kind of giving you these choices of how to like really express yourself. But you are kind of paralyzed by all the different things. I think you're running all the different scenarios through your head. Makes sense. The Mercury is about to retrograde in Virgo. So you're trying to figure out all the details, trying to figure out like, okay, how would that one over there work? If I did that decision. Okay, what about that decision? How would that one work? How would that one work? But Mercury, like I said, it's about to go retrograde. Not to mention it's trying to catch up to Mars. And it's not going to catch up to Mars. So that is that aspect right there. I want to draw a little, I want to look a little bit deeper into this though. I want to know why the indecision. What is it that's holding you back from making a decision? Because I get the feeling that you already know what you're going to do, but what's holding you back? Oh, wow. Okay, so we actually got the Eight of Swords, but it's in reverse. Yeah, I think you're kind of traumatized. I hate to go to that word, but there's a feedback loop where it's like you've gone for this thing before and it didn't quite work out. But being that this is reversed, this is time for you to get out of the mud, take the blinders off, and to move past any fears that you have. And that you're probably trying to figure out what is the perfect decision that I can make right now. And yeah, I know that this sounds very basic and this can apply to just about anybody, but Gemini, like you are combing over all of these different options right now, and you're trying to work out every single option in your head because right now, Gemini, normally you are a lot more experimental. Normally, you're a lot more curious. Normally, you're kind of a little bit more rash. Like you think things through, but you're kind of rash, kind of like an Aries, if you will, right? But now because your ruling planet is in, Virgo, you're a lot more Virgo-like right now. That's the thing about it. So you may even be feeling out of your element where it's almost like you kind of want things to look perfect before you move forward. And that's what's kind of paralyzed you because you don't want to get burned like you did before. You don't want to get burned like you did before. But yeah, all my Geminis out there, you guys are feeling very Virgo-like right now. And that's why things are about to get weird. I mean, it's going to retrograde. And like I said, this is like what? This is like your fourth house, right? So it's going to take on even an emotional quality. And I think that's where it comes down to. It's triggering some emotions, maybe even from childhood. This can be triggering some emotions when it comes to like your mother too. You have the power with you with the alchemy though. What is it going to take to overcome this challenge though? What is it going to take for you to overcome this challenge and to move forward through this fear that you have of making the wrong decision? Because that's what it comes down to. And this decision is definitely very tied to your emotions because, like I said, this is the Seven of Cups. So what is it going to take for you to overcome this thing? Let's find out. Well, we have the card of the moon. So I think definitely you want to follow this moon right now. What I'm thinking, honestly, is that this new moon in Leo that we're going to have is going to be very, very powerful for you. Even though in this card, you can see that the moon, it's not full in this card, She's kind of, she's like sitting in like a bath. She has the wolves behind her and stuff, But what's going to help you is, this new moon, I think that's coming up in Leo in your third house is going to be very, very helpful because that's the house that you naturally rule. So the way that you find your way out of the situation, the way that you make your decision and you are not afraid to move forward is you're going to have this renewed sense of, creative expression, if you will. With Venus retrograde in your third house, there could be some hesitancy to express yourself because you're wondering if it's going to be accepted by other people and embraced by other people. This new moon is going to finally get you out of that funk so you can actually move forward and make a decision. What's going to be the results of all this? That's what I understand. What's going to be the results of all this? So I'm going to draw, I'll draw what is the potential result for this, right? I'll say like the de facto result, but what is the potential of all this energy culminating? What is the potential? Well, yeah, we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So the potential here is a life that is worth living, is a life that you have to be willing to sacrifice a little bit and build. I don't think the Ten of Pentacles is bad here. What it really is saying is like, if you want to really build that beautiful life, it's going to require some hard work. It's going to require you to not take shortcuts. You know what I mean? I'm hearing to not take shortcuts. And there's a part of you that kind of wants to take a shortcut right now. I think Mercury in Virgo in your fourth house is teaching you a lesson of, that paying attention to the details is important. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo it to where you just stifle your natural need to be curious and explore and try new things, right? But there's going to be a sense here where it's like, if you really want to build this new life, if you want to build the good life, have the good life, if you will, it's going to require some hard work and effort, and it's not going to come immediately. It's not going to manifest immediately, but you are well on your way because, like I said, you brought the energy of the alchemist into this. You brought that energy already to the table, so you already know that you could transmute all this. So it's almost like it's like. I think it's hilarious how the piece dealer said that Gemini is a NPC or a side character in the story. But this is like one of the most epic side stories I think I've seen. And it's going to be like, Gemini, after this month, people are going to really come to you and then like, okay, Gemini, so how was your August? Obviously, Libras are going to have a pretty intense August, right? Because their ruling planet is retrograde in Leo solely for the first time in over 200 years. Leos, of course, are going to have a lot to say. Aries are going to have a lot to say. And then there's you, Gemini, and people are going to say, oh, yeah, Gemini, how was your August? And you're going to tell them this like crazy, insane story. And they're going to be like, wait, what? That's what you were going through? And Gemini's going to be like, yeah, but, it's not biggie. I got through it and stuff. It's it's going to be, you're going to almost be super casual about it. Because I think it's a blessing that you got the Knight of Swords and a calm Knight of Swords at that. So it's going to allow you to be kind of cool, calm, and collected throughout this, despite the fact that you're fighting some fears and you're fighting some doubts and some worries with the Eight of Swords in reverse. This might even be, fears and doubts that you haven't even expressed to anyone yet, and maybe it's even expressing and kind of revealing that to people. Kind of will like humanize things in a sense, and I think it's going to actually allow you to connect with a lot of people too, to kind of almost be a little bit vulnerable too. But vulnerable into where you're not looking for like cookie points, you're not looking for or brownie points, you're not looking for sympathy. It's just you sharing kind of like your trials and tribulations. It's going to actually help you to connect to people better. And look at that, we got the card of realization. So whatever it is that you need to realize, you're going to realize it come the end of the month. That's a beautiful thing about it. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. This is Gemini. This is definitely a month where you want to just sort of like allow this experience to unfold. Try not to make too much of a rash decision, but also don't just completely abandon your curiosity and completely abandon your desire to want to experiment. You have a lot of options open to you right now. You're trying to figure out which one to go with. Maybe there's some fears around this because maybe the last time we had this many options or these same options, maybe these are options that came open before, and I've kind of come to this fork in the road again. You're trying to figure out which way to go. This is about tapping into your intuition, tapping into the moon. That new moon in Leo is really going to be very reinvigorating for you. You're all going to start feeling a lot better. Like after that time, shoot, some of y'all might drop some heat, you know what I'm saying? Like some of y'all might drop some poetry, or shoot, maybe go to like an open mic night or something. That'll be really positive for Geminis for that new moon. And just know that you are building the good life and it's coming. It's just going to take a little bit of time to realize, but you can have fun along the way and enjoy yourself. So that is what I got for the Geminis. That's what I got for the Geminis. Okay. Cool. So that was about 14 to 15 minutes. That's a pretty good time, I would say. I like that. So got that. I'm gonna put that off to the side, and we're going to pick the next one. Who is next? All right. right, who we got? Who's next up? Oh, we got Cancer. Look at that in a row. All right, we got Cancer now. All right, my Cancerians. What do y'all got for me? What's going on with yous? What is going on with yous? All right. I'm gonna give that one a shuffle, and then I'm going to also give these just a quick little shuffle. Just pick a random card. So the dominant vibration, Cancer, that you came into this month with is the card of transition. Cancer. I think it has to do with the fact that Pluto came back into Capricorn. Capricorn and Cancer, y'all have been like on the hook for like the last 15 years. Like, I'm sorry, like y'all have gone through hell and back, and again, and again, and again. Like, and I get this card of transition. It's a beautiful card, but transitions aren't always easy. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Yeah, I mean, I know a few Cancers in my life that are going through some major transitions right now, and it's not really easy, but, learning how to surrender to the process allows it to be easier. Not that it's not challenging, but when we learn to surrender to the process and stop trying to like just hold on and create that stress, and you let go, you finally can just breathe a sigh of relief. I think Cancers this month, as challenging that it probably feels like coming into it, you're going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief. So I think that's a great thing. That card just kind of flew out. It was on top, but a lot of times it'll be like a couple of cards that'll come out. But it was just one that flew off. So just one that flew off. So let's see what we got going on for you, Cancer. Oh, we got a couple other cards that just kind of flew out. All right, cool. Well, let's see what you got going on. I promise you guys I didn't mean to jinx it. I promise you guys I didn't mean to jinx the Seven of Swords. Oh, no. Yeah, a lot of you guys are definitely feeling backstabbed. A lot of you guys are feeling like there have been conspiracies against you, secrets. People haven't been upfront with you. People haven't been telling you how they really feel, what they really think. And you can sense this. I mean, you're intuitive, you're Cancer, you're emotional, so you get this. Like, it's been tough. Like, it's interesting how one of her eyes is hidden too. You know what I'm saying? Usually this card will show that like he's kind of like looking behind himself, and he's also holding the swords in a weird way. At least she has armor and stuff like that, so she's not really cutting herself up. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a mysterious quality to this. So you're feeling like there are people just murmuring around about you. If your ears are on fire this month, it's because people are seriously talking about you. Like, you may feel like your ears are on fire. Some of y'all may even get like weird ear infections and stuff, and weird equilibrium stuff too, because you are going through a transitional period. Things are going to feel a little bit imbalanced because you feel like there's energy that's being robbed from you. So if some of you guys deal with dizziness or vertigo this month, that's why. These other three cards that we have here, though. Now, we have the card of Temperance. We have the card of Temperance that came out. We also have the card of the Knight of Swords, right? So there's a connection with Gemini here, potentially. And then we also have the card of the Nine of Cups, which is one of my favorite cards, but it is reverse. So I think really what's going on here is you are having to learn how to transmute all of this darker energy that's been kind of swirling around you that you haven't really been privy to before, and now you're finally gaining access to it. And now that you've gotten this information, if you will, this Knight of Swords is going to kind of remind you to still have a calm head about things, but to take some sort of decisive action. You are definitely being called to make a decision right now. Now, Cancers, I know you guys aren't necessarily the best decision makers. Despite the fact that your seventh house is Capricorn, but like I said, it opposes you, and Pluto's right there too. So that a lot of the decisions that you make right now are going to be very, very impactful. I didn't even write down the freaking thing for this. I just remembered that. It was about 15 minutes. I'm going to say probably around the 26-minute mark. Anyways, that a lot of the decisions that you make are going to be very impactful and transformative in nature. A lot of you guys are going through heavy relationship stuff right now. Venus, of course, retrograding in your second house. So this does come down to values and whether or not your values align with the other individual. Black Moon Lilith is there too. So you've been dealing with fears as far as that goes. And of course, the sun is there, which is wanting to bring some positivity there. But if you're feeling like if you feel like you are giving more to the relationship, and it's not like this equal exchange, you can definitely be feeling like you've been robbed right now. And with Pluto hanging out in that seventh house, it's tough. It's almost like I felt like some of y'all Cancers probably breathed a sigh of relief when it came to the fact that Pluto went into Aquarius, and then it went back into your seventh house. But what interesting thing about it is that Pluto going to Aquarius was testing your commitments. A lot of times we like to think of like Libra as like the sign of relationships and stuff. And yeah, it's the sign of relationships. It's also like the wedding day, but Scorpio is all of the time after the wedding. It's all after all the glitz and the glamour and all that stuff. It's the time after that. So Pluto going into Aquarius was already testing your commitments. Going back into your seventh house, it's kind of bringing those things back up, and it's going to be asking you about those initial vows and those initial commitments, whether it's a relationship, to a project, to a career. It's kind of you're revisiting the original framework, if you will, the original constitution, if you will, of said relationship or said career. And I think with that Nine of Cups, it's like you're kind of reevaluating how you feel about it. You've kind of come to this certain point now, Cancer, and it's like there's definitely a reevaluation. I think it's because things have changed over time, and you're having to move and morph with the time. You know what I mean? It's a different era than when you first started this thing. What is going to be your dominant strength, though? Because, right now it does seem a little gloomy right now. So I want to see, though, Cancer, what is going to be like your dominant strength this month, and kind of, what's going to help you get through this moment? Well, we have the Nine of Wands. Now, mind you, it is in reverse. So I think really what this is going to come down to, the Nine of Wands is someone that, I like this one because it's like she's standing over, like all of the wands are like in the water, and she's like standing on one of them, and then she's holding the other with like this whole fire arc around her. So she does have like this confident air to her, a very confident air to her. That being said, she feels like she's always having to defend herself because people keep coming for her title. It's like, maybe that's kind of how you're feeling, Cancer, is that like the way that you get through this is to stop to eliminate this belief that people are constantly coming for your position, and you're constantly having to defend yourself, and you're constantly on guard, because that's what you're on right now, Cancer. You are like constantly on guard right now. And when you're constantly on guard, it can cause paranoia, it can cause anxiety, it can cause you to be very, very jumpy, because you're hypersensitive right now, even more so with all these energies going on, because you can definitely feel like in some of you guys, the transition or the break or whatever could have already happened. And now you're starting to learn things that you weren't privy to before. And that's the thing. He's like, you are constantly on guard right now. What's going to actually be your greatest strength is to not feel like you have to be on guard all the time. To feel like you don't always have to have your shield up or your sword out. To actually instead to be ready for the change, to surrender to the process. That's what the transition card is saying. To surrender to the process and allow things to simply be. right? That's going to be like your strength, you know. Now, the strength, I would say this is that's sort of like, I guess, your weapon of choice, if you will. Um, but I definitely want to see how you're going to look a little bit deeper into this and like see like how exactly are you going to overcome this, and you know what's going to be like the potential results of this sort of thing. So the way that you overcome this, oh, you got the moon card, same thing as Gemini. That new moon in your second house is going to be very key for you, Cancer. It's going to be very key for you, so pay attention to that. We also have the Ace of Swords. A new thought paradigm. Now, it's initially reversed though, so I think this is wanting to be born, but it's like you're having to embrace this. I think the reason why it's reversed here is because you're having to think in ways that you never thought before, and it sort of makes you feel a little eerie, maybe even a little icky, maybe because you're finally going to stop feeling like you have to heal the whole world. I understand, Cancer, that you are the first water sign and you feel like you have to heal the entire world, but I promise you, Cancer, you don't have to. Once you can get that out of your thick head, you will realize you will realize that you don't have to heal everyone, that you don't have to like Cancer literally is the kind of energy where like they'll sleep with someone that they know they shouldn't sleep with, but just the act of sleeping with them alone, they feel like I can heal them through the power of sex. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay. Scorpio can kind of do that. Kind of. But a lot of times Scorpio will end up stinging themselves in the process. Pisces can do it. Pisces can do it. Cancer, you try to do it, but it's like you need a deeper, it needs to be a more, Pisces can do it and it can be more frivolous, right? And they can get away with it. Cancer, you can't necessarily just get away with frivolous sex. So stop trying to heal people through the power of sex. I swear, it just it can't. Like for real, like y'all feel like y'all have to heal everyone's like, oh, I can fix them. I'm like Cancer. There's no, it's you gotta get out of your head with that one. It's like there's nothing to per se fix here, right? Right? Nothing is even necessarily broken. Things are working the way that they should. It may appear to be broken because it's not working in the way that it did before. You know, instead of the car running on oil, now it's running on fucking tomato juice, but the car is still somehow running. It's just running in a different way, you know? Please don't put tomato juice in your car. You got the card of the heart chakra. So this is going to be a month that really is teaching you to get back into your heart. I really do feel like this new moon in Leo is going to be very, very powerful for you. So get into your heart chakra. Surround yourself with green things. Buy some green clothes. Get outside into nature. Put your feet in the grass. Drink green tea. Surround yourself with green and just open your heart up. Because when you open up your heart up to this experience, you will realize that this transition is exactly what you need. It's exactly what is ordained by the universe, and that you are being guided in the right direction. Even though it doesn't feel like it, even though, yeah, you do feel backstab, you do feel hurt, you do feel like, I can't believe I trusted this person or this job or this situation. But there is going to be an opportunity for renewal here. So just allow the renewal to happen and you'll be okay. All right, that is going to be it for the Cancerians. That was a little deep there, but you know, it's just what I got. That's what the card said. That's what the channel was. So now I wonder if I'll get Leo next, since it's like in order at the current moment. All right, just starting from Gemini. All right. Let's see. Who do we have next? All right. Who do we have next? Libra. All right, so 40. Yeah, we're actually doing pretty good. It's about 14 to 15 minutes per sign, which is what I wanted it to be. All right, Libra. Oh, all right, Libra. Let's see what we got for y'all. What we got for the Libras in the house. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, or you can read for other people. I need a chameleon. I have a couple of gnats here, and I need a chameleon to come get these freaking gnats, man. I'm about to kill this gnat. I know there's like different things you can do, like apple cider vinegar and blah blah blah, but it's just I need a chameleon. I want a bearded dragon. I want a bearded dragon and I want a snake. I'm like that guy that I want like an array of different kinds of animals. You know, like if I had my way, I would have dogs, I'd have cats, I'd have a snake, I'd have a bearded dragon. Um, should I probably eventually would get to the point where I'd have a spider because I actually am fascinated by spiders. But I think I could probably convince my wife on the snake one. I don't think I can convince her on the spider one. I don't think I can get that one, but we might try. All right, Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. What we got for y'all? What is the dominant energy that you guys are bringing into this month of August? Well, we got the heart chakra. So far, there's definitely some bridging energy from sign to sign. Heart chakra. So Cancers, reach out to your Libras because it's almost like they kind of are coming from where you are right now. So the heart chakra. Said you're kind of coming from a place where you actually started getting into your heart more and embracing your heart more, probably because your ruling planet is in Leo and it's retrograding right now. So you've already been considering a lot of these things, right? So I like that. Bringing that heart chakra energy. Maybe you've been doing some heart chakra meditations. But yeah, it's definitely a nice energy to be bringing into the month for sure. Absolutely. So I definitely feel like I have to do it that Venus retrograde that's happening for you guys. And the South Node is also in your sign too, which is actually forcing a lot of you into your heart too. So that's what the South Node does. It actually forces you into your heart. It forces you into your heart in like sort of like a weird backdoor kind of way. Alrighty then. So let's see what we got going on. All right, so I have the King of Cups in reverse to start off. That's going to be followed by the Nine of Pentacles upright. King of Cups reverse, Nine of Pentacles upright. This King of Cups could definitely be a person, so it could be a water sign, either a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, or someone with just prominent water placements that you're dealing with. And then, of course, with this Nine of Pentacles, I'm getting the feeling that this is someone that you're trying to build a life with. But maybe then there's an emotional disconnect here with that King of Cups. So I'm going to just draw another card just to kind of get a little more clarity on that. Oh, shit. The King of Coins is in reverse? Uh-oh. Is there like trouble in paradise? Libra, are you caught between these two? Are you caught between these two kings right now? I think you're trying to weigh these things out right now. You're trying to weigh out whether you go the King of Coins route or whether you go the King of Cups route. So this could be done with the person. So if you're single, you have two different suitors right now that you're trying to think about like who to really go for. Or if you're married, hopefully that's not going to be the case. But it could be maybe you see like two aspects of your partner or something like that. Or this could be, maybe there's like a sort of decision that you guys have that's coming up. And one of you is being a little bit more on the emotional side, and one of you is being a little bit more on the logical side with the earth, trying to be a little bit more conservative, if you will. But then there's this Nine of Pentacles energy, which is really what you're trying to be. It's almost like, for some of y'all, I'm actually hearing to pick none of them. If you're single and you're looking right now and you're trying to figure out, do I go for the King of Coins or do I go for the King of Cups? I would almost say don't go for either of them. I would almost say wait to see how the rest of the month goes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe kind of entertain both a little bit. I can't believe I'm actually recommending that sort of thing. But not for real. This is about you being in your power. The Nine of Pentacles, she isn't worried about really anyone else. She's in her own truth. She's in her own power. She's on her boss bitch status, if you will. So Libras, you're kind of feeling that way right now anyways, where you're kind of feeling more like a boss bitch. And like I've been like with South Node going into your sign, here's the funny thing about it. South Node in Scorpio was tough. Scorpio native, that was a tough energy, right? South Node in Libra, it's going to be a little bit lighter than the South Node in Scorpio. But the thing is that now you guys are not going to be as diplomatic as you guys were before with the South Node going there. People are going to really start to see what you really actually mean, what you actually really think, and how you really feel. And that's going to throw some people off. Aries and Libra are going to kind of be going through a bit of a villain arc right now, although Aries is going to get the majority of the blame for this, but Libra's going to be there as well. But Libra's kind of like doing the villain arc, but in a more, polished way, if you will. But yeah, some of you guys, I see this as honestly, Libra, you guys are going to start like denying shit. You guys are going to you're going to start turning down offers, if you will. It's like you opened your heart and then people are starting to gravitate towards your energy, but you're going to be turning them down. It's like, nah, you're not valuable enough for me. You're not good enough for me. You're not on my vibe. You're not on my level. That's kind of where Libra is right now. I'm not even going to lie. So don't be surprised if you find yourself just surrounded by suitors and none of them are really like living up to your standard, if you will. Because you're setting a new standard for yourself. You're setting a very new standard for yourself, So, especially, like I said, with that Venus that's retrograde in your 11th house, this definitely has to do with like connection as well. How you are perceived by the populace and how you connect to the world and stuff too. Yeah, so you are kind of reestablishing some new boundaries when it comes to that. And as a result, you're going to start getting offers from people, from jobs and stuff that I can almost see like the cups can be like the more of like the relationship, emotional aspect, and then the coins can be like an actual like job. Maybe that's something that you make money, and you're going to start actually turning down offers. That's what I'm hearing. You're going to start turning down offers. What else do we have going on here? Well, yeah, we have the Eight of Wands, so there's definitely some very quick and rapid action that's coming, some rapid developments that are going to be coming. So I kind of want to get a little bit more information into what exactly it is that's developing more. Well, we have the Hierophant in reverse. I think really what this comes down to is that what's rapidly happening in your life, Libra, is that you are no longer going to take bullshit from supposed authority figures that have told you that you aren't good enough and that you can't actually do that thing, that you can't actually connect to spirit, that you can't connect to source. You are now turning down the advice of studied individuals that claim to know the answers, and you're going to start to really take that with a grain of salt. I think before you were all gung-ho for listening and for following what they said and following their orders, if you will, following their guidance. But with it being reversed, you want to really be careful about who you take guidance from this month. You want to be really careful about who you listen to. If anyone that you see as a sort of like a guide or a sage or a preacher or a motivational speaker even, you want to just be careful of who you pay attention to, because not all of that advice is going to per se be good for you. You want to take the things that work and leave the things that don't, but I'm getting the feeling that you're going to be leaving more things than actually taking things, right? Your dominant strength that you're coming into this month, you have the Queen of Coins in reverse. It's a whole party over here. A lot of coin energy. You got the Queen of Coins in reverse. So yeah, this literally is Venus retrograde in Leo. So the strength that you have right now is this retrograde. And I think what helps you is that because it takes on an 11th house quality, you actually have the ability to kind of emotionally detach from any of the challenges that comes with this aspect. So if something doesn't look as shiny as you want it to, if something doesn't look as beautiful as you want to, you can sort of detach and kind of compartmentalize it to where you don't get as emotionally invested in it. Still care and still have empathy, but it's giving you this opportunity, especially with the South Node of Libra, which is making you a lot more savage. It's going to give you this opportunity to actually just like reassess. You're not going to be responding to these situations the same way that you did before. And it's going to throw a lot of people off. I'm just saying, it's going to throw a lot of people off, Libra, because you are normally a lot more diplomatic, but being diplomatic has caused you to be A, super indecisive in the past, and then B, stay in situations much longer past their due date because you have this uncanny ability to sort of intellectualize finding the balance in something. But it's like you're finally kind of like seeing things for what they are, and you can see that things are really not as balanced as you want to. So you're going to change it. You're going to do something. You're going to fix it. The way that you fix it is by going back internal. What do you want? What do you want? What do you desire even? What is it that's going to really allow you to come into this greater sense of self and really step into your higher self more? What is it? What do you love? What is your heart telling you to do? Now we have the 7 of Cups in reverse too. Yeah, this a Libra and an indecision are like two peas in a pod. Like they go together. It just is what it is. But this was reversed. It's like I'm already hearing that you've already made the decision though. The decision's already been made, Libra. So you already know what to do. The results of all this too, you know what I mean? Yeah, we got the Empress card in reverse. Yeah, this is literally just all Venus retrograde stuff. This is literally all Venus retrograde stuff. This Venus retrograde is going to be probably one of the most powerful. It's already most powerful in most of our lives, but for you, Libra, this is going to be one of the most powerful aspects that you will ever feel in your entire life. Because once Venus comes forward, and especially once it comes out of shadow, you're about to unleash a seemingly whole new version of yourself onto the world. And even though to you it's not necessarily new, it's just one that you've kind of have edited, suppressed a little bit, polished, kind of doctored up, if you will. Nah, it's going to be a lot more raw and a lot more you. And some people may not know what to do with that. You're really going to throw a lot of people off once Venus comes forward. I'm just saying. So, but I think it will be a very positive month for you too. Let's get another sacred geometry oracle card as well. I think it'll be a very positive month for you to just sort of just like continue to kind of like just be yourself and express yourself. Continue to, you're definitely going to start to feel more people wanting your attention and stuff like that. And you're going to be kind of turning down stuff. Now, don't turn down everything. Don't become like a cold ice queen. You know what I mean? Or cold ice king. Don't do that. But, at the same time, just like, just be discerning this month. Be discerning of who you allow into your inner circle. Okay? Be discerning of that. Because not everyone can come on the ride with you. Not everyone can come on the ride with you. And that's okay. If someone comes on the ride with you and then they can't really handle who you really are, the person that you're going to bring out once Venus goes direct, if they can't handle that, then they don't deserve to be on the ride with you. It is what it is. It's cool. It's fine. No hard feelings. You have the card of remembrance. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Yes, we can actually remember the past. We can even remember past traumas without having a visceral negative reaction to it. We can actually think about it and be like, wow, well, I made it through that. I'm here. I'm a lot stronger than I give myself credit for. So Libra, just remember that you are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And it's okay to be a little bit more savage. You don't have to be as diplomatic as you typically are. So, all right, that's going to do it for the Libras. That's going to do it for the Libras. Kind of get this in here like that. Boom. Then, okay. Who is next on the chopping block? Oh no, everything's just flying out. Okay. All right, who do we have next? Scorpio. Scorpio. All right. All right, Scorpio. What do we got going on for you this month of August? What is going on with you guys? My fellow Scorpios. Let me just say, I'm so glad that the South Node is out of Scorpio. That was rough. It almost reminded me of when Saturn was in Scorpio. And that was rough. I don't know, but let me just say that I'm glad that the South Node is not there anymore. And we have like a sigh of relief. I swear with the Scorpios. I don't know how many of y'all are feeling that, but I've been feeling that. And not that it's still not challenging at times, but it's like, well, you know, I think we're all right. I mean, yeah, Pluto's going to be squaring us, but we'll be all right. So at least it's our ruling planet. You know what I'm saying? Scorpio, the energy that you are primarily bringing into this month, we have the card of the sacral chakra. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our life. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this definitely makes sense. I mean, this definitely makes sense for that energy. Scorpios, you haven't really been feeling like you can be super creative. You haven't been really feeling like you can really express yourself because you've been processing a lot of deep emotions already. But now you're feeling like you can actually express yourself and like actually manifest the success and actually, fulfill some of these desires that you have and what I will call exalted desires. A lot of times, especially within the spiritual community, when we hear the word desire, it's like a buzzword. We're like, oh my God, desire. Oh no, because desire always has to be something like back alley sex next to a fucking trash can. It doesn't have to be like that, okay? You can desire to I don't know, to eat healthier. That could be a desire. So not all desires are dark and weird and a little twisted and a little raunchy. You know what I mean? And even if they are that, it's not necessarily a terrible thing either. You just gotta, do it with the right person. But anyways, you're finally feeling like you can have some success. So you're finally starting to see the fruits of your labor. I think if there's any frustration that comes to how fast it's coming, just relax. Things will move as they're supposed to. So let's see what we have going on with the other cards today. Let's see what we got going on. Oh yeah, but like I said, this is Sun, Moon, and Rising for Scorpio, or any other major planet placements that you have there too. So, or if you're watching for family, like mom, dad, sister, brother, kids, significant others, friends, bosses, if you know their shit. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what we got going on, Scorpio. All right. You're breathing a sigh of relief, Scorpio. You got the Ace of Swords in reverse. That's going to be followed by the Queen of Cups in reverse. And that is followed by the King of Cups in reverse. This is coming down to you trying to balance out your feminine energy and then that masculine energy. So it's almost like you're kind of balancing out yin yin and then yin yang, if that makes sense. It's like, because think about it, all right, so say yin yin is female female. So it's it's water's already in, and then you have the queen, and then you have the masculine here energy. So it's it is sort of feminine energy, and then you have the masculine element too. So for example, if this was say the Queen of Wands reverse and the King of Wands upright, then that would be what? Yang Yin, right? Yeah, that'd be Yang Yin, and then that would be Yang Yang, if you will. Does that make any sense? Anyways, you're trying to figure out how to balance these two energies out right now. And maybe this has to do with some sort of thought paradigm, some sort of epiphany that you get. Now, it is in reverse, though, too. So this is going to be something that is kind of this is going to be something that kind of is like coming back up to be reassessed, if you will. I want to look a little bit more into this as far as like what exactly is going on with these energies. Yeah, I had a feeling it's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That's right. You're doubting whether or not your efforts are going to pay off. I think they are starting to slowly pay off. They're starting to slowly start to pay off. Things are starting to really start to click, but they're not clicking as fast as you want to. And I think that's where the frustration lies. And I think, Scorpio, you don't want to go to the old you where if something doesn't happen immediately that you feel like you have to make some sort of crazy radical change. It's going to make you feel better because Scorpios like to do that as well. Even though it's Mars ruled as well traditionally, it's like Scorpio will make a decision, will take an action just to try and feel a little bit better. You know what I mean? Or to try and like feel maybe like a void that they're feeling. So like you're feeling some sort of void when it comes to like your value, maybe even your finances, because you feel like things aren't really manifesting as fast. But it's like just stay in the lab and just don't doubt what you've already been putting together, because you've already been putting together something really pretty awesome here. And yeah, you're trying to balance out your divine feminine and divine masculine energies right now. So it's really going to come down to whether or not you just trust in the process and you're ready. The Eight of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. It's one of my favorite cards. And it's funny too, because it's this card of like, it's like he already has a lot to show for it. So I feel like Scorpio, it's like you already have a lot to show for it, what you've been doing, but this latest project is requiring so much more time and so much more effort because you're trying to put out your best work. You're trying to put out the best you. And that's why it's taking so long, because like before, when you're like in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you know what I mean? You were still learning the ropes. You kind of are learned the ropes, but maybe you have to take a new course. Maybe you have to like kind of up your game a little bit. Maybe you change maybe you find like a new modality to add to what you already are doing. Maybe you learn like a new trick or so. But what it's coming down to is that like you're having difficulty because you can't even see all of the success that you already have, all of the abundance that you already have manifested, because you're so focused on this passion project, if you will, and bringing it forward and actually really making it something really nice. So that's going to be a bit challenging. I'm not going to lie. So the Eight of Pentacles, ironically, is one of my favorite cards because, like, I grew up in a family where we had like a family business and stuff. So I've been taught the importance of hard work from an early age. But I also rebelled against that pretty hard in my 20s and stuff like that too. But now I'm really starting to understand how important it all is. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, I like that card because it is that individual that's in the lab. You're putting in the reps, you're putting in the effort. The Eight of Pentacles is like, it's not the game itself. It's not the actual game. It's not the championship. It is being in the gym, being on the field, being on the computer if you're writing, about getting those reps in. This Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the challenge with it is that you almost want to stop putting in the reps because it's not coming as fast as you want it to. And just give it some time though. This is the time when people don't see. That's what's really valuable here, is all that time that you put in that people don't see. That's going to be very, very important for you, Scorpio, to realize. So how else do you think Kobe was able to do what he did, or Michael Jordan, or Tom Brady, or any of the greats when it comes to sports, or any of the greats when it comes to their field? How do you think these people were able to do these amazing feats? It's because they put in the time and work and the effort. That's the unseen. That's the Eight of Pentacles, right? That is the unseen. That's really what gets them to that next level. Right? I have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Then I also have, I have the death card in reverse too. You are leaving a collective, Scorpio. You are leaving a collective. You are leaving this could be a job. And this could be a job. But this is just like people that you're working with for a common goal. It's reversed and the death card is here too. So what I'm getting here is that you've already made the decision to leave this place, or this could be just leaving a job or leaving like a project with other people. You've already decided to leave it, or it's going to happen. Being that this is reversed, I feel like this won't be necessarily a bad thing. I think this is something that you've been kind of seeing coming. I already know exactly what this is for me personally, but you've already been kind of seeing this coming, that this thing is going to come to an end. But we have the high priestess. That's all in divine timing and divine order. You have to just kind of trust your intuition right now and trust that things are going to turn out much better than you think they are. You know what I mean? When you're leaving one collective and you're leaving one group, you're going to be going towards another group. So there's going to be something beautiful that comes out of that too. Definitely want to see a little bit more as far as like, what's going, where's your superpower this month? Actually, I would say this is your superpower this month, is just to maintain your intuition and trust your gut, if you will. And what's going to be the potential outlook, the potential solutions that come up for this? Oh, well, we have the Four of Wands. It's in reverse, though. It is in reverse. So I think this is just a reevaluation of your commitments. A reevaluation. This is like a reinitiation, Scorpio. You're being reinitiated in many ways. And maybe that's, once you kind of go through this reinitiation, they're going to be like, wow, I mean, you've already done this, you've already done that. It's like you have to try out for the team again. I think that's what you're feeling, Scorpio. It's like you feel like you know your worth and you know your power and your value, but it's like you feel like you're having to like retry out for the team, despite the fact that in the past you threw like 50 touchdowns in one season and you have like all of these yards accumulated, but you still have to try out. You still have to try out, probably because Scorpio, you kind of took a year or two off. You remember that? You remember when you took that year or two off to get away from everything? So people haven't seen what you've been up to for those 1 or 2 years. And now that you're back out there, you kind of have to try out again, despite this very impressive resume that you have. Just trust the process. You are recommitting right now. You're being reinitiated. And that's a beautiful thing. You had to recalibrate so you can actually come more into contact with the collectives and the passion projects that are going to really allow you to fulfill those exalted desires so you can live a life that you really see that is worth living. Right. So let's see how your vibration is going to change over the month. We have the card of healing. Oh, I love this. The card of healing. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our sense and harmonizing everything accordingly. I feel like whatever is falling away this month with the Death card and the Three of Pentacles is something that you've known about. It's something that's been coming. You've been kind of aware of it. And now you're about to come into a new space that's going to have you feeling a lot more aligned spiritually. It's going to be a bit of a reinitiation, which may feel a little bit difficult because you have this impressive resume, but trust the process and trust that all of your reps are going to pay off, and trust and just continue to put in those reps. Just continue to put in those reps and you will get the acknowledgement that you earn. You will get the acknowledgement that you earn, essentially. So, yep. All right, Scorpio, that's going to do it for your August 2023 tarot. And let's continue this thing forward. Let's continue it forward. Let's see, who do we have next? This is about what I expected. I'm going at about 14 to 15 minutes per sign. So this thing will probably end up being like a 3-hour long thing. Which means I'm probably going to make the daily video I could make it right afterwards, but I'm probably gonna make it in the morning. So, all right, who do we got next? We got Swagatarius. We got Swagatarius. Swag. You're welcome, Skywalk Trees. Trust that you're having a wonderful evening. All right, Swagatarius. What do we got for y'all? What's going on with the swags? What's going on with y'all? Michi the Queen, welcome. Thanks for joining. All right, Sagittarius. What y'all got? How are y'all gonna stunt on people this month? Y'all always stunting on people. What energy y'all bringing in? We also got the heart chakra. This card has come up for the last 3 signs. We also have the heart chakra, so you're definitely getting more into your heart. I love all this. I'm seeing people get into their heart space. This is really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Probably has to do with the fact that Venus is in your 9th house, which you naturally rule. So that's probably why. That Venus retrograde in your 9th house. Yeah. It's you're sort of going through like a re-education of what it means to live from the heart. So that's what Sagittarius is doing. If y'all thought Sagittarius was living from the heart, you're about to see something a whole different. You're about to see some parties that you'd be just surprised. The party's going to take on a different kind of quality, though. They're going to take on a different they're going to look a little bit different. They're going to look a little bit different. You know, Sagittarius, I swear, you guys are like. You know who Sagittarius is? Sagittarius is the sign that gets everyone fucked up in the beginning. And like they might have like 1 drink or 2 drinks, but they're not really that fucked up. They get drunk on the music and just the energy and atmosphere alone. But Sagittarius is the one that's getting everyone else fucked up at the party. And then come the end of it, and then they just walk out of these parties like unscathed. Whenever you got like Pisces is like out dancing around because they're taking some shrooms or something like that. Freaking Cancer is like crying their eyes out. Fucking Taurus is Taurus can handle their liquor, so they're probably fine. They probably just passed out. You know, Libra somehow got their feelings hurt, and they're also like throwing up in the bathroom. Sagittarius is just straight though. Sagittarius literally gets everyone fucked up, and then they don't even seem like they're fucked up. Like 4 or 5 hours into the party. Like that's what I swear y'all be doing that. Like, all right, what do we got for Sagittarius? Sorry, I just had to rant. I'm a Sag rising too, right? So like I kind of get it. I got my Mercury there as well. So it's yeah. But that's because Sagittarius is the hype man. You're the hype person. You're the hype man of the zodiac. So y'all kind of have to do that, you know? Yeah. I'll get everyone hyped up. Cool. I mean, y'all have to. So you're that last sign before the winter kicks in. So it's like, come on, guys, we can make it. We can do this. That's what Sagittarius does. All right. We have the King of Cups as well for you. We got a lot of duplicates going on right now. We have the King of Cups, followed by the 9 of Pentacles. Did I shuffle this well? But these cards are reversed too. I'm going to draw one more card just to see. Yeah, we got the High Priestess. I swore I thought I shuffled this deck, but apparently not. Now, these are all reversed. Whenever I get all reverse cards, you can read them both ways, right? So the dominant story, though, that you're kind of coming into the month with, sort of challenged with, that King of Cups in reverse. So there's definitely, a prominent water sign here, Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces that you're dealing with. That 9 of Pentacles, you're trying to find your worth and your value. I feel like you're wanting to be recognized by this individual. Then you got the High Priestess, so your intuition is a little bit off about it. So you're feeling a little bit off, but you're sort of wondering why this King of Cups has like this alluring kind of energy to it. Like I said, this could be a person or it could be just like a situation in general. But this is kind of the way that you're kind of coming into the month. Now we're going to flip it, and the story is going to look different. your intuition is going to be speaking to you this month because you're living more in your heart space, and you're going to take target and aim, especially once Venus comes forward, right? Because you're going to be feeling yourself, you're going to be feeling very confident about the decisions you're going to be making and how you're going to move forward in this. And because of that, I guess you could say your Knight of Shining Armor is going to come up. But I think this is just really going to be like you're going to come to this deeper emotional understanding that you don't necessarily, I would say, Sagittarius, you don't necessarily require the same criteria that it took for you to be happy. You don't require that same criteria anymore. This is actually going to allow some of you guys are going to, once Venus comes forward, if like you're single, some of you guys are going to fall in love with someone that's like completely different from what you normally do. You probably will fall in love with someone who doesn't really like to go out that much. Someone that might be a little bit more of a homebody. You know what I mean? And it's going to throw you way off. It's going to, some of you guys are really going to go for someone that's going to be completely inverse to the kind of people that you went for before. If you're in a relationship, your partner might start to really open up, and they might start to like really kind of pour their heart out into you more, pour their emotions out more. And it's going to, like, your relationship dynamic is going to change here too. So, I think it's a very, very beautiful thing. You know, it's going to allow a whole new journey to kind of open up for you guys. Now, what's going to be challenging by this is the fact that we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So it's definitely going to be triggering some sort of like, this could be a soulmate connection, if you will. I mean, it's just like the two children right here. I like to see these two children as like, if they're like members of like an anime, right? You know, maybe like their parents, are like good friends, whatever like that. And then as they grow up, you know, she's not really the dainty little princess anymore. He's gotten some muscles. He's stronger, right? He's grown, and she's kind of grown, and she's more refined too. And then there's going to be this sort of element as like they grow up, like the feelings are probably always there, more than likely from her side mostly. She's going to start to kind of realize her feelings more. But then now that they've grown, so the dynamic of the relationship is going to change. It's not going to just be about collecting these cups and these flowers and just playing in the field. It's going to come down to like, you know, maybe he's going off to war or something like that. Maybe you know, she has a lot more diplomatic responsibilities and everything. So it's going to take on a different aspect. The Six of Cups in reverse, though, it's like, yeah, this could be a soulmate that's actually coming back from like a past life. That's what I'm kind of almost feeling here. They may feel eerily comfortable. Someone who is different from what you normally would go for, but there is a connection there that's going to remind you of like a past feeling or a past life. It's going to be something it's going to be a little bit subtle, but you're definitely going to notice it. So let's see what else we got here. What else we got here for Sagittarius? We have the card of the Devil card. We have the Devil card here. The Devil card is followed by the Justice card in reverse. Sagittarius. Who broke your heart? Sag. Who broke your heart, man? Yo, like the Devil card here, there's definitely some you feel like you're almost being enticed right now. And the Justice card in reverse, like you're feeling like there's an injustice here. This whole reading just kind of took like an interesting turn. It really did. I would almost say, Sagittarius, to just be very cautious in how you move forward, especially if you are single and you're looking for a relationship. Since I really do feel like that this is all about relationships for you. But definitely be careful about who you get involved with, because it may not be as balanced as you think it will be. I want to get a little bit more information on this one. Yeah, we got the Hierophant in reverse. this is going to be a person that's going to appear like they have all the answers and that they have the guidance and stuff like that. But oh boy, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by this energy. Don't be deceived by this energy. I think you really need to come back to this Nine of Pentacles energy. You really come back to the heart space. Because Sagittarius, I think someone's trying to play on your naivety, and someone's trying to play on your normal happy-go-lucky nature. You know, I say this about Sagittarius. They generally have a very happy-go-lucky energy, generally like to look on the positive side of things. But a depressed Sagittarius is one of the saddest things to ever see, to ever witness. So yeah, I think this is like, you definitely want to just be careful of this individual that is going to approach and make it seem like they have all the answers that you're looking for. Just be very wary and careful of that shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't think their heart's in really the right place. I feel like they're trying to just knock you off your path, if you will. I want to get a little bit more clarity, and not just one card for clarity and stuff. You know. Yeah, we got the Star card in reverse. Yeah, this is like, shoot, some of y'all may be even dealing with some fallen angel kind of energy, you know. But there's definitely this person that's coming in that's going to feel like you're going to feel like they almost have all the answers and stuff like that. They're going to be speaking like these sweet nothings into your ear. It's going to sound sweet, but is it actually that sweet though? I don't know. I think you might really want to just be careful of this individual. If you're like single, and like I said, with this whole Venus retrograde, honestly, I think this is best. Like, if you are not in a relationship, to wait until Venus comes out of shadow, honestly. But if you are still looking, or if you are kind of seeing someone right now, just be wary, because they may not really have all of those answers that you are looking for. This is why you have to trust your own intuition. This is why you have to know your own truth and know your value, right? So this almost feels like some sort of weird saga, like some saga across multiple lifetimes. This really feels like an anime. I'm not gonna lie, Sagittarius. And honestly, I'm not surprised, because you would get a rather dramatic reading where it does feel like it kind of plays out like an anime. It's almost like it almost feels like an arch nemesis that you guys had like a big battle, and then you guys got reincarnated, and you got reincarnated as like siblings. You got reincarnated as like neighbors or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I think you just want to be a little bit careful about this. Yeah. So let's see what we got. Oh, but we have the card of miracle here. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Maybe this individual is under some sort of spell. Maybe they're under some sort of influence by another entity. Maybe that's why things are feeling off. I mean, you have this miracle card here coming in, so maybe it's not as bad as it looks. It definitely just seems super dramatic, though. So I will say that. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Oh, Sagittarius, Swagatarius, you would get a rather dramatic reading. I'm not surprised. Hey, Rhonda, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. We just got done reading for Sagittarius, so now we are moving on to the next one. Okay, who do we got next? You're very welcome, Michi the Queen. Okay, who do we have next? Okay. Pisces. Pisces. We got you next. Let me write down that. Take a sip. All right. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, Mercury, Mars. Been on for a little under an hour and a half right now. We've done who have we done? We've done Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Gemini, and Libra. Now we're on Pisces. So, okay, let's see what we got going on for my Pisceans. The mermaids of the zodiac, genies of the zodiac. Let's see what we got going on for y'all. What is the dominant vibration? I'm going to be posting timestamps in the description after the video. So if you just wait maybe just a few minutes after the broadcast concludes, I will have the timestamps up for the 12 signs, so then you can go to whatever sign that you want to watch for. So, Pisces. Why are you like this, Pisces? Magic. I can't with y'all. And I'm a Pisces moon. So I kind of get this energy, and I'm a son of the 12th house. But I'm talking money to the Pisces sons. Yeah, I can't keep getting away with this. I swear. It's like, what's the dominant energy that you're bringing in? Magic. Oh, like you do every single day, Pisces? Oh, come on. Come on. Anyways. Y'all be doing this, I swear. Oh. Pisces, you can't keep getting away with this. You can't just keep getting away with being just super magical for no fucking reason. Or for reasons that just don't make any sense. Like, how do y'all keep getting away with this? Oh, a card just popped out. All right, Pisces, what card popped out? Well, we have the card of Justice. We have the card of Justice. And that's going to be followed by, let's see if we get any different cards. Oh, no, we got the card of the Devil as well. I swear I am shuffling this deck pretty well. I don't know what's going on, but I am shuffling this deck. There's a connection here, obviously, with Sagittarius, Pisces. So you might want to watch Sagittarius' thing. I also have the Star card in reverse. Yeah, so Pisces, you might be the individual that's messing with Sagittarius. I'm not gonna lie. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, there's definitely yours is playing out kind of dramatic too, but in a different way almost. It's almost like this is giving me Boba Fett vibes, you have the main story and then you have these auxiliary offshoots. That's kind of what I feel like Pisces is doing right now, which then actually explains how you're so magical in the main story, because now there's going to be this focus on the sort of side story, if you will. Because Pisces, believe it or not, it's it's you guys kind of are a side story, but then when we watch that side story, it kind of explains how you're so fucking magical in the main story, because y'all would just be just manifesting shit and just coming up with stuff and just appearing at the right time and stuff. Justice card, you were definitely looking for some sort of balance, right? You were definitely looking for some sort of fairness, if you will. But then, of course, you have the Devil card here, too. There's definitely this element. I think it's because, we have, this, let me collect my thoughts. I think this is sort of a precursor in looking into the North Node that will be coming into your sign. Because right now, the North Node is in Aries, right? The North Node is in Aries, but it will be coming into your sign in, later next year. I do feel like the North Node and South Node and the signs of Pisces and Virgo, respectively, I think that's going to be I think it's going to be massive as far as transformation. Not that the one with Aries and Libra that we have right now isn't going to be massive. It's just going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more dramatic, if you will, but not necessarily as emotionally intense, if you will. So I think this is sort of like almost like a precursor. It's like, and I think Pisces, because you already kind of live there, because you're not really bound by time. That's the thing about it. That's what makes you guys so magical, is because you guys aren't bound by time. If you think about it too, it's like Saturn rules Capricorn and it rules Aquarius, and then it comes to you. Like, you're not bound by time. So it's like you kind of already are living in the future in many ways, and you can already see that you're going to become the bad guy. You know what I mean? When the North Node goes in the sun, you're going to become the bad guy. People are going to think that you're kind of weird and out of this world, you know, and way out there. Let's kind of, I want to get a little bit, well, look at the Queen of Coins here. We have the Queen of Coins here. So this can be dealing with an earth sign. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, if you will. Probably the Capricorn, being that Saturn is actually in your sign right now, Pisces, in your first house. So you probably are dealing with someone that's a Capricorn, or someone who's very Saturnian, someone who's kind of like maybe a little bit more by the book and a little bit regimented, and you're trying to kind of break them out of that shell a little bit and trying to get them to be a little bit more random and flamboyant. No, flamboyant's not the word. Just sort of like more go with the flow kind of energy, if you will. More go with the flow kind of energy. We also have, I have the Ace of Cups here too. Oh, this is beautiful. I love that. We got the Ace of Cups here. So there's going to be like a kind of like a new, like kind of like an emotional renewal, if you will. I would say pay attention to that new moon that's going to be happening, which is going to be in your 6th house in Leo. So definitely pay attention to that. I think it's going to definitely have you feel kind of like washed over, if you will. It might be a good month, maybe to like maybe go to like a sauna, or maybe, you know, find like maybe go soak in a hot tub or something like that. It could be a good month for that, because it'll give you like this sense of renewal, if you will. I also have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, so you're kind of similar to Scorpio as far as that aspect goes. It's like you may feel like you're disconnecting from one collective and one project, one collective goal, and you're going to be sort of reconnecting to another one. We do have the Five of Wands here, so things may get a little bit messy. You may ruffle some feathers when you make this disconnection. You know, people may not necessarily get why you're doing it. So whereas I feel like Scorpios was almost a little bit more of a cleaner break, your break is not going to be as clean. So just be wary of that, Pisces. How are you going to, what is going to be, besides magic, what's going to be like your superpower that you have with this month? And how is it going to kind of resolve itself? How are these challenges going to resolve themselves? So the superpower that you have, well, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So the superpower is that you are manifesting this amazing, beautiful life for yourself. I see, that's freaking awesome. Congratulations. But you know, the magic isn't bad. You are overcoming anxiety right now. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. You are overcoming anxieties and fears right now. And that's why you're starting. Even if you don't necessarily have the physical representation of this right now, you are feeling it. And because you're not bound by time, you could just simply imagine yourself and put yourself in that place. And then you can actually start to really feel it and then bring it into your current reality. Because like I said, you're not bound by time. You're able to visualize like a motherfucker. Like, for real. Like, Pisces is one of the best at doing it. Now, y'all do it mostly subconsciously, and y'all still end up being super fucking magical. Now, imagine if you could do that with conscious awareness. You're overcoming fears, worries, anxieties. It's a beautiful fucking thing. There is like an interesting connection with Sag, though. So maybe you're kind of playing the role of the villain in the Sag story. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's going to be a behind the scenes thing, you know, or like a bloopers thing. But it'll be like a behind the scenes kind of explaining different things after the movie is concluded. And then they'll be like, oh, they're actually kind of working like with each other and stuff too. So, yeah. Honestly, Pisces, I think you're going to have a pretty good month. I think that there's definitely going to be some temptations that come up. Maybe you're the one doing the tempting, you know what I'm saying? But there's going to be an emotional renewal. I think this really comes down to just knowing your worth kind of feeling that there's definitely going to be a collective that you kind of are moving away from, and it may cause a little bit of strife and stuff. It's going to be mostly petty though. It's not really going to be anything like super deep. So just be wary of that. But yeah, it's like I would say for Pisces to just visualize what you want and to just kind of imagine yourself and just put yourself there. And it's going to come into you'll open your eyes and you'll be there. And because you're so fucking magical, Pisces, you probably will like, it's like, you know what, I really want a Corvette. And you just close your eyes and then, you know, you just imagine that Corvette and stuff and imagine riding it. And you open your eyes and then a Corvette literally drives by you. That's the kind of energy. Or someone calls you and is like, "Hey, I have a Corvette for sale," and you get like a Corvette for like on the cheap, but like there's nothing necessarily wrong with the Corvette. Maybe it requires a little bit more work and effort to be put into it. But some of you guys may just come into like a random Corvette this month. If any of you guys actually come into a Corvette, please let me know, because like. I want my credit when it comes to that. And I just like, but give me a ride. You know what I'm saying? Corvette's like it's like my favorite cars. So, swear, Pisces, y'all be doing that though. Oh, we got the third eye chakra. Didn't I just say to visualize? Just visualize. Just visualize, all right? Visualize what you want, visualize your desires, visualize y'all are super fucking magical. I didn't have to tell you guys that, but I'm telling y'all guys that just you're overcoming anxieties and fears when it comes to this. Maybe it's like, damn, I don't even know how I keep getting away with this. It almost makes you nervous, like you're getting rid of all that. Just do you, Pisces. Just do you. I just swear, I can't with y'all. I can't. And like I said, I'm a moon in Pisces, but like, man, like, right? If any of y'all manifest like a 67 or 68, 69 Corvette, anything in between those years, I'm gonna be so freaking jelly, and y'all better come give me a ride for real, because like, you know, I love that car. Some of y'all just about to like just like manifest like a new car or something like that. For real. I swear. All right, Pisces. Now, who do we have? I think we have like. All right. How many have we done? I think we've done like 6 of them. Yeah, we've done like 6. So we're like halfway. Gotta visualize the right color too, right? Okay. What do we got here? My phone's kind of going off. I want to make sure that. Let me just check real fast to make sure my wife's not blowing my phone up potentially. Make sure she's doing good. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, that's weird. Okay. My aunt sent me like this random article. She like never does stuff like that. I swear, this is such Uranian energy right now. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see who is next. Who's next? Virgo. Happy Virgo. All right. Virgo, what is going on with you? The fairies of the zodiac, as I call it. Y'all are the fairies. Fairy race of the zodiac. Don't get it twisted. Fairies are freaking powerful. One of the strongest types in Pokemon. All right, Virgo, what do we got for y'all? Been getting a lot of duplicate energy right now as far as like the cards and stuff, so there's definitely a lot of good overlap. This is actually kind of turning out to be a pretty interesting story this August. It's definitely playing out like a movie or a play or something like that. It really is. All right. And I want my Corvette. Maybe my Pisces moon will help me with that. I'll just visualize and I'll see the Corvette, you know what I'm saying? Or I can go drive my dad's Corvette You know what I mean? Because he has a Corvette. So maybe I should do that this month too. All right. Virgo. We have the card of realization. That is the energy that you're bringing in to this month. It's realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external processes of becoming our highest expression in this world. Oh, you do have that Venus retrograde in your 12th house right now, which is the house that naturally opposes you. So it definitely is taking on a bit of a spiritual quality. Sure. So you have had some sort of realization that you have brought into this month. Some sort of realization. What was the realization about? Oh, it's the Seven of Swords again, but it's reverse. It's like you're aware of it's like you're becoming aware essentially of how you were backstabbed in the past. Not that you have been, but how you were in the past. And you're going to really start to think about how you feel like, maybe people have casted you aside, backstabbed you, turned on you. You're going to like have some sort of realization when it comes to that energy. But it has to do with feeling like you've been stabbed in the back. Yeah, Three of Pentacles keeps coming up. So there's definitely something about disconnecting from certain collectives and reconnecting to other collectives. I think this is like a realignment of the teams. It really is. It's like all of the major players from different teams are like switching teams suddenly. And everyone's going to have different mascots now. Like you have like the wide receiver for like, say, one team has been on that team for like 5 years or 6 years, like their entire career. And then they like change team and maybe they go to the rival. I think that could be a thing too. Some of you guys are actually going to start getting more like some of you guys, like the people that you thought were in your corner, whatever like that, are going to become your rivals, and then your rivals are going to become like your friends. Like I feel like a lot of Virgos may kind of be going through a bit of that energy right now, or just people in general. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be surprising. People that you previously disagreed with, you're going to find yourself agreeing with them more. So, but yeah, I think the realization is that essentially, the people that have kind of casted you aside and you feel like they've kind of turned on you, if you will. It's almost like them that have left the vision. They have left the collective. They have left the goal, if you will. So it wasn't you. It was them that ended it. You're kind of just realizing it and sort of responding to it. We have the four of wands here. It's upright. So you're committed to your path. You're committed to your path. It's beautiful. There could be a festival here too. You know what I'm saying? So there's some of you guys, and generally this card is like the card of marriage, right? But like, but seriously, some of you guys may be marrying a new job. Maybe you are getting married or just marrying this new realization that you have, right? So this is sort of like an initiation that goes here. So I like to look at this card as like a card of initiation, Now, we do have the Chariot card in reverse. What's interesting about this one is that, this Chariot they actually are reined up. It's the two horses. Normally it's Sphinxes, but in this deck it's two horses. But being that it is reverse, there's definitely this sort of element where you're sort of having to, come out of the matrix, if you will. Virgo, I feel like you may feel like you've been trapped a little bit by the matrix, if you will. Maybe that's where the backstabbing is coming from. Maybe you've been dealing with NPCs, and then when they don't respond in a sort of exalted way, if you will, then it's almost like you feel like, oh, why am I dealing with these NPCs? I feel like that's what you're going through, Virgo. You've been dealing with peons, and they're not really about, they ain't about that life. They ain't about this life. They ain't about the initiation. They ain't about the commitment. They ain't about that life, And I feel like you've done everything that you could to kind of help these individuals, to sort of help them see the light, if you will, to kind of guide the way for them. Virgos are really good at giving unsolicited advice. They kind of get away with it, but Like Virgos can kind of get away with it more than other signs just because they just naturally are just so damn critical. But yeah, I feel like that's what's kind of happening here. Maybe there was some advice that you might have given in the past that just wasn't really accepted well, and then they turned their words and twisted their words and they threw it back at you, and you're like, wait, whoa, hold on, that's not what I said, So yeah, there's going to be this element here where it's like you're kind of wanting to kind of come out of the matrix with that Chariot card in reverse. Um, some of you may even be going back into the matrix to save somebody. That's another part. That's another way that you can read this. Some of you are maybe going actually back into the fray to save someone that you feel is worth it. And they very well could be. But I think this is really about you have to just sort of allow these individuals, you have to allow people to walk their path. And you have to walk your path as well. You have to just allow people to do things in that divine timing. It's a tough lesson, but yeah. Let's see what else we got. This Queen of Coins keeps coming up. She loves coming up right now. So yeah, but I feel like this is you, Virgo. This is you. And then of course we have the Moon card as well. So that moon in your 12th house is definitely going to give some spiritual revelations. So definitely pay attention. Virgos, really pay attention to your dreams the night of the new moon, because you're going to get even more realizations are going to come up. And yeah, I had the Two of Swords in reverse too. The Two of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is like, I'm here. For some reason, when I pulled this card, I had like Mario Kart came up in my head, and it's like the countdown of like, the lights, and then like goes like beep, 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 ding. Like, I feel like that's what this Two of Swords is that, once that new moon happens, it's going to be like, it's like go time. And you're going to kind of take off, if you will, because like I said, this new moon, it's happening in your 12th house. So it's going to take on a spiritual nature. And because it's the 12th house, it's not bound by time, things might start to happen quickly, Now, we do have the Three of Cups here, also in reverse. This doesn't mean that you can't have fun and have a party, but I think you're going to be a lot more selective of who you keep in your company. Because the people that you have kept in your company before, just because maybe you kept them around just because they're a family. Maybe you kept them around just because, I guess you work with these individuals and you have to deal with them. But you're going to be much more selective of who you keep in that close circle, because you can have the party and it can be fun, but you just got to be careful of who exactly you're partying with and who you let kind of see that more intricate side of you, that more intimate side of you, if you will. So. How are you going to overcome this month? Well, we got the Three of Swords in reverse. You overcome this by realizing that those past heartbreaks, you've already healed from those past heartbreaks, and that they are making you stronger, and that you've become fortified, not resistant to love, but fortified, enhanced, empowered, if you will. But yeah, I think some of you guys are like that Two of Swords in reverse. You guys are going to kind of take off, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see what we got as far as like the vibration that you're going to be kind of building throughout the month and stuff. So, well, we have the card of transition. So the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence in our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. I do feel like, Virgos, you guys are in a big transitionary period where you have decided to really walk the path and to really be yourself. And if anyone is not ready to come along on that journey, then oh, for fuck well. it's going to be one of those things where it's like, you know what, you've given people every opportunity to, you've held yourself back for the sake of other people, and now you're not going to be holding yourself back anymore. You're really are choosing your vibe, you're choosing your tribe a lot more selectively now. Some people are not going to make the cuts. You're going to be cutting people that have made the cut 3, 4, 5, 6 times before. They no longer will be able to make the cut, and it's gonna be like a no hearts feeling kind of thing. And as a result of that, your life is going to change because you are the composite of like the 5 to 10 people that you spend the most time with. And since that's going to change, you're ultimately going to change. So that is what I got for you, Virgo. And let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Now that we got some new cards too. We're getting a lot of the same cards. So, right. All right. Let's see what we got going on next. Going for it. Leo. Well, Leo Bear, I'm drawing cards for you now. He actually is a Leo, so, or at least that's what we think. I mean, he surely acts like a Leo, so. All right, anyways, Leo, what's that, 150-50? Okay, 150-50. All right, cool. Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Mars, Venus, Mercury, all that good stuff. What is the dominant vibration that you're bringing into this month? Ooh. Emergence. Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to wonder and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. I love this because this emergence card, it's more subtle. It's a subtle kind of power. If you notice, like the magentas, the reds, and the blues, but then you have like that star in the middle. This is literally like the moment as the flower is opening up, whatever, right? So it's not necessarily as bold as it could be, but it's that moment, it's that beautiful moment when it starts to really open up. And you're a bold motherfucker, Leo. So the fact that you're pulling this card is that people haven't even seen what you're capable of yet. If y'all thought Leo was bold before, I ain't seen nothing yet. I'm just saying. So that's a beautiful thing. Emergence, coming into like a whole new like budding, if you will. I would say budding. I would say like just a whole new. It's like the flowers kind of opening up, and people are going to see the beautiful color that was in there. Royal color. Let's see what we got going on for y'all, Leo. What is emerging? Let's see that. I mean, obviously it's you, but like, what is emerging? What is emerging? Oh, duh. Empress. Venus retrograde in your first house. That's what's emerging. The fact that you are finally going to start trusting yourself more, and you're going to start trusting yourself to really step into your heart and really express and show that value. The first time that we've had Venus retrograde only in Leo in over 200 years. And you're going to hear me continue to say that. You may hear other astrologers say that, like a broken record, but it's so massive because no one's ever experienced that. So Leos, you guys are about to shine even brighter than you did before if you step into your heart and you're not afraid to do so. And if you're not afraid to if you're not afraid of maybe the lack of acceptance from other people because you shine so bright and you're so bold, people may not be able to handle it. So you gotta, don't be afraid to like really be who you are. We have the card of the world, so your whole world is opening up right now. I think that's going to be a really beautiful thing. Your whole world is opening up. I think it's interesting how this card has kind of like a steampunkish kind of element to it, because you see like the gears, you see like the discs as well. So it's like, yeah, there's a whole new world that's opening up for you, which I think is very beautiful. And these discs right here actually remind me of TMs, or technical machines in Pokemon, which are new moves. So I think some of you guys, Leo, you guys are about to learn a move like that. Like, say if you're like a fire type, you're about to learn like a water type move, and it's going to throw people off. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't even know you were capable of learning that move. It's like, oh yeah, I'm capable of learning all these different kinds of moves, right? So maybe you're normally a psychic type, and then it turns out that maybe you learn as like, wait, I'm a psychic type, but I can learn this ground move. You mean I can just cause earthquakes? Oh shit, yeah. Let me go ahead and throw that TM on there. So that's kind of, your world's going to kind of open up, because you're going to be introduced to kind of new facets of yourself, new skills. You're going to unlock new skills. And yeah, I think it's causing sort of like a new aspect of you that's going to kind of pop up. It's almost like if you're like a bed of flowers, if you will, there's going to be a flower that pops up, and it's going to be a flower that hasn't popped up before, but all of the necessary requirements were there to fulfill it coming up. But you didn't even know that part of you was there. You didn't even know that part of you existed. But it's going to be quite beautiful, Oh, we got the Seven of Swords, though? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on here? Maybe you're afraid that someone's going to kind of come for you. Oh, man, that's exactly what's going to be. We got that Nine of Wands here, too. Yeah, I think some people are going to see your shine and want to just kind of take from you, Leah. I'm not going to lie. Some people are going to be super fucking jealous of you this month, as if you don't already deal with that a lot. But like, instead of the jealousy is going to be kicked up a notch, because people are going to be like, "Oh my gosh, Leo's at it again. Are you kidding me?" It's like, why does Leo get all of the beautiful clothes? Why does Leo shine like that? What's going on? It's like, well, just Leo. This is like the month of literally like, they hate me because they ain't me. Like that. I feel like that is Leo in a nutshell this month. You know what I'm saying? They hate you because they ain't you. Like that. That's really what's going on here, right? People are going to be kind of coming for your crown. People are going to be coming for your crown. Why are people coming for your crown? What is possessing them to come after your crown? Outside of this sort of Seven of Swords thing, but what's the deeper reasoning? Oh, got the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. The deeper reasoning is because it legitimately is this new power, this new strength, this new vision. That's what they're coming after. I feel like they want to take it as their own. Teach them how to find it for themselves. Actually, just teach them. Don't teach them in a Virgo way, like in a classroom setting. Teach them by stunting on them. Okay? Like, seriously, teach them by stunting on them. You don't have time to just be giving out so much of yourself to these peons and to these commoners. Right? You're dealing with commoners right now, Leo. You don't have time to just be giving so much of that. You got to focus on watering your garden. Your world is opening up. Don't worry about these commoner folk. Don't have a commoner mentality. Have a king mentality, a queen mentality. Have a royal mentality, right? That's what this comes down to. You have a new vision. You have a new goal. You have something new in your life that lights your soul on fire, that lights your spirit up. And people are going to be mad jealous of that because they don't have it in their life, because they don't have the ability to see it in their life. They don't have that vision. They can have that vision, but they rather take it from you instead. And then we got that Four of Cups. You know what this comes down to? I feel like this you know what this is? In conjunction with all of this, it's like you are feeling good. You're feeling more of a Three of Cups kind of energy. And this person, this individual, this situation is going to be like, hey, do you want this fourth cup? And you're just like, no, I'm good. He's like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. But this new cup has this thing and this thing and that thing. Yeah, don't take the cup. Actually hold your ground, Leo. Like seriously, like hold your ground and don't accept this weird offer from this individual or this don't accept it because you don't have time to be worrying about that. This is someone like don't get so caught up on the distractions. Meditate. There's going to be a lot of distractions that come for Leo, and of course, because you guys are like the main character, right? Especially with all this energy happening in your sign. But yeah, don't pay attention to these scams. Don't pay attention to these commoners that try and trick you. Don't pay attention to them. See through the deception. You don't have time to be thinking like a commoner. You really don't have time to be doing that because something beautiful is evolving. You have a new vision and you have a new goal, and the world is opening up for you. So you can't think like a commoner because that's not how you're going to take over the world, if you will. All right, let's see what Leo's your reading honestly is pretty fucking simple and straightforward. I'm not gonna lie. That's why yours is not even like close. It's like almost like closer to like the 10-minute mark, if that. Ooh, we got the card of discernment. This card reminds me of a scarab beetle. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. That's really what this is about. You definitely want to be careful about who you give your energy to and be very discerning about who you give your energy to, because some people, especially if like you're like walking a spiritual path or you're doing like spiritual work, some of you like you can like be like providing of yourself, and then like when maybe you pull back or maybe it's time for you to rest and stuff, people are still wanting more and more and more from you, and it can kind of start to drain you. Just be discerning of who you help, be discerning of the company that you keep, right? You're going to have a lot of haters this month. You're going to have a lot of friends and people on your side, right? But you just want to be discerning of the people and the company that you keep, right? Like I said, this reminds me of a scarab beetle too. I don't know why. It just kind of reminds me of that. And the energy of the scarab beetle, they're rolling this dung behind them and stuff like that. But I like to think that there is like a tiny gem within that dung, if you will. I don't know if that makes any sense, but generally you see the scarab beetle with like a sun on top, like near it. So it talks about how you can kind of it's like you're taking all of the challenges that you have faced over the years and over time, and you're kind of rolling it and rolling it and rolling it, and you're making good use of it, right? And when you make it, and then when you make good use of it, it turns out to be like shiny, if you will. And people are going to be upset about it. People are going to be upset that even Leo's shit is shiny. And people are going to be jealous of that. So, yeah. All right, guys. Let's see. That is what I got for Leo. Yeah, you guys are going to have some haters this month, that's for sure. So, right. Let's see what we got next. Yeah, Leo, I think yours was like the shortest one so far. Guys, I just realized something. Okay, my cat, his name's Leo, right? You remember how I just said for Leo, for you guys, how even like your shit's going to be shiny now? We just changed our cat's litter from like regular litter to like that pretty litter. It's literally called pretty litter. Like we just changed his litter to that. And he's gonna be shitting in pretty litter. I can't. I fucking can't. Like cat. I swear. All right, cat. My cat's literally just laying here too, just chilling. He knows too. I'm sure he can hear everything I'm saying. Got me wrapped around his freaking paws. His cute little paws. All right, Capricorn, what you got? What's going on with the caps? What's going on with the caps? It's literally called Pretty Litter. Like I'm not even joking, y'all. Like I'm not. My cat just perked his head up. Like it's literally called. Hold on, Pretty Litter. I'm not even freaking joking. This is the first time that we've gotten this for him. Like, and I got to actually do his litter box today. Capricorn's like, why are you still talking about Leo? I'm sorry, Capricorn. Leo hijacks the spotlight from time to time, okay? You'll be all right, Capricorn. Anyways, Capricorn. Capricorn, what do we got for you? Ooh. Capricorn, consciousness. Card of consciousness. If it like eventually, there we go. It kind of, there we go. Card of consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yeah, this is just about simply being aware of all of these sensations, all the emotions, the thought patterns that are coming up. Your habits, the way that you act, being aware of all these different things, and then kind of moving forward and making a determination for the future, where to move forward to. This is very Capricornian. You saw how the energy just immediately got muted from Leo to Capricorn. I draw the card of consciousness, and it's like, just being aware and conscious. You know, it's I swear, I'll be doing that for real. All right, Caps. Are you throwing your cap into the air? Let's find out. Oh, we got the Justice card in reverse. So Capricorn, you are actually throwing your. If you know, you know. You're taking your cap off and you're tossing it in the air because you're about to take justice into your own hands. You've been waiting for justice to happen in the traditional sense for a long time. You're about to take it into your own hands. This is some vigilante type justice. I'm not even gonna lie. And of course, we do have the Queen of Coins again because she likes to come up a lot. So this could be you. I'm feeling that it really is more like you. So now we have the Page of Coins too. All right, so some of you, all right, so yeah, that's what's going on. So some of you guys are going to be dealing with, someone who's kind of coming up, maybe more of like a student, if you will. I always look at the Page of Coins as like a student energy, an apprentice, if you will. So now this can also be you. The Queen of Coins can be sort of like a representation of like your higher self, and then you can be the Page of Coins, and you're sort of being, guided in this direction of really trusting your value, and just like this is kind of giving the feeling of like, say, like, all right, just for example, maybe someone decides to go to like an open mic night, right? They've actually have overcome the fear of going to an open mic night and they actually do it. And then they do a good job. And maybe someone pulls them aside and is like, hey, you know what? So that was actually really good. You have a couple of things that you need to work on here, but you have a lot of great and raw talent. You should work on that. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting with this. I want to kind of look a little bit more into this. Oh, we do have the Eight of Wands as well. So there's definitely going to be some rapid movement and development when it comes to this. So yeah. And then some of you guys can be actually potentially be meeting up with, you could be the mentor or you could be actually getting a new mentor this month. And it's going to be something that where it's like, well, I think it's because you have been feeling imbalanced with the Justice card, but since you are bringing a higher consciousness and a higher awareness into this, that attracts this sort of mentor-like energy into your life. And as a result of it, your life is going to start to change rapidly. You're going to start to see some rapid developments, right? Now, let's see. I want to see a little bit more into, what is the challenge of all this that you're going to be experiencing? Well, we have the strength card in reverse. The challenge is whether or not you feel like you're strong enough to actually do this and actually move forward. That's really what it comes down to, Capricorn. Whether you're not, maybe you've had like some initial success, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, I think this is going to be more like a graduation kind of moment. You kind of, it's like like you kind of met like the headmaster of the magic school, if you will, and you have like this natural kind of raw talent. And I think that this strength is more of like an inner strength, and maybe it's not fully maybe it hasn't like fully come out yet and manifested, so it can be more on the upright, but it's reversed. So maybe you haven't been feeling as strong right now. Let's look a little bit more into that. I mean, that's the challenge, but why aren't you feeling as strong? What's going on? It could have something to do with the lack of balance, but I think the lack of balance is because you don't feel as strong. But why is that the case? Well, we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. There was something that came to a bit of an abrupt end, if you will. And, this is something that, is kind of done, though. I mean, it's reversed. So it's like, I think you're kind of being reminded of that pain, maybe being reminded of that sort of trauma and stuff. But seeing as this is the Swords, like it's going to be a lot more of like a mental block, if you will. So I think you're becoming aware of mental blocks that have kept you from really getting more into your strength. And even though you've had some like initial successes, it's almost like, Capricorn, you kind of been improvising here lately. I'm not going to lie. You've been kind of improvising, and it's been kind of working. And through your improvisation, you ironically have actually attracted the gaze of someone that's going to be very, very important in your life. It's going to actually help get you to the next level. And that's just based off of your improvisation. That's not even like, that's you kind of throwing, dirt into your wound and going, even though you don't feel like at 100%. So the fact that you're able to attract this person, this gaze, this attention, this sort of like appreciation is actually a very positive thing. But it's like something has already ended. You've been kind of worried about certain things. You've had your anxieties about certain things and stuff. Maybe because you felt like you've been burned a lot in the past, and you just feel like you have all these freaking swords in your back, and like it's just almost like you just can't catch a break, but look at this. We have the card of the Sun. I love that. So if a Leo this month literally just interrupts you out of nowhere, just pay attention and listen. I'm just like how in the beginning of this, where I had to go back and talk about Leo after saying that we're doing Capricorn, like, yeah, you're kind of meant to almost be interrupted by the Sun. It's like, go out and appreciate the beauty in life, Go out and appreciate the beauty, and appreciate the beautiful things, the flowers, appreciate what you have, appreciate the fact that you even have this conscious awareness, that you're becoming more aware of your mental blocks. Some of you guys may be going to, some of you, this could be a therapist too. Maybe some of you guys actually get a therapist and they start to help you start unblocking a lot of these things, a lot of these dammed up emotions, if you will. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a moment where it's like, definitely pay attention to your Leos out there. They're probably going to just like randomly come into your life and seemingly have like this super important role, and then they'll probably dip. Like it'll happen fast. And then you're like, what the heck was that? Just pay attention to all that energy, because I think it's going to be very, very important to really pay attention to that. So, yeah, I mean, you're still dealing with some anxieties and some fears, some paranoia, if you will. wondering if you can actually move this thing forward. And I think this really has to do with the fact that Pluto's back in your sign. Like you just feel like you just can't catch a break. And it's going to take a little bit of time for Pluto to fully come into Aquarius, and then you'll be Gucci. You and Cancer have been kind of going through it. So have a little bit of grace in yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself for not always feeling like you can, like for not always feeling like the strongest. I feel like Capricorn, you feel like you have to be so strong and so sure all the time, and just feel like you have to always have your shit together, that you feel like you just can't have a moment of weakness. But if you have a moment of weakness this month, it's okay. Allow it to happen. Actually, having that moment of weakness and acknowledging it is what's going to give you greater strength. Because you have options. You have far more options than you realize. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Let's see what we have for the other vibrational card. Sacred Geometry vibrational card. Let's see what we got. We have the third eye chakra. If you are not exactly satisfied right now with where things are, you feel like we kind of not really backstabbed, if you will, but if you're just not really feeling as strong, imagine yourself stronger. Visualize yourself stronger. Visualize yourself lifting a boulder over your head or something like that. And just see how that feels. Just like close your eyes and just imagine yourself lifting something super, super, super heavy over your head. And just kind of sit in that feeling. And just imagine what it feels like. And you lift it with ease, like effortlessly. You just lift it up. You don't struggle. You're good. Your arms aren't going to collapse and they're not going to buckle. Just holding it up, right? Because you are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And I think allowing yourself to kind of, realize that, yeah, you are in many ways kind of putting yourself back out there with that page of coins and stuff. And Leo's going to kind of come and steal the show, more than likely, you know what I'm saying, to show you what strength is, show you what that strength is. It's going to be a wonderful reminder right now for you, Capricorn, because I feel like that's what you really need. I think you just need a reminder of just how the fact that you are the GOAT. You are the greatest of all time. You are the GOAT. So it's like you almost like it's almost like you forgot that you were the GOAT. And you're going to remember that you are the GOAT. So yeah. That's what I got for you, Capricorn. But yeah, Capricorn, definitely just be a little easy on yourself. Have some grace on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself this month. Okay. We have 3 more remaining. I'm actually making some decent time here too. All right. Who we got next? We got Aries. 217, like 44 or something like that. All right, we got Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Mars, Mercury, Venus, all that good stuff. Let's see what we got going on for y'all. All right, Aries, what's going on with you guys? We have the card of the root chakra. Card of the root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion, supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. Okay, so you're feeling a little bit more in that root chakra kind of energy, a little bit more, a little more grounded, if you will, coming into this month. It's interesting. I think you're getting some power from that North Node that's now in your sign, even though Chiron has been there. But now that the North Node is there, you're feeling a little bit more confident. So that's a good thing. All right. So we got the root chakra energy that you're kind of bringing in. You know, I think Aries are seeing red though right now. That's the thing about it. So Aries, y'all might be even more raw than you usually are. So a little bit more raw than you usually are. So well, we do have the Eight of Swords right now. We have the Eight of Swords. We also have, well, we got the Justice card again. I swear I'm shuffling this deck. We got the Justice card too. And we also have the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. Eight of Swords, Justice card, Queen of Wands. So it's interesting how two of the cards that I drew have blindfolds, right? Both of them are blind. One is blind to this people trying to sway into like my way is right. No, my way is right. No, my way is right. No, she has to be blind to that and just follow what is divine, what's in divine order, and what's going to keep the balance and what's going to be true, what's going to keep the harmony here. But we have the Eight of Swords in reverse too. So there's definitely this feeling. And not only that, but she's like tied up too. This is kind of a different kind of Eight of Swords. It's in my head, I heard it weird. It's almost kind of kinky in a way, because you see how she has like the chains and she's kind of tied up. Leave it to a freaking anime tarot deck to take this to like a whole weird level. It's like you're feeling kind of like some sort of bondage, if you will. Some of y'all might have like some freaky ass sex this month. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think really what this comes down to is like, it's almost like you're having to turn a blind eye to this sort of energy and all of the worries and the fear of just like, you kind of feel like you've been like a little bit stuck lately, as you've been sort of trapped, if you will. Her hands are also tied behind her back too. And then you have that Queen of Wands in reverse here too. So there's definitely this element where you're wanting to feel more powerful, but you don't really feel as powerful as you want to. And it probably has to do with the fact that Chiron is there, right? So maybe you feel like you're kind of bound. Let me look more into that. Well, we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just be straight up honest with you, Aries. You're gonna have to just kind of like, I hate to say it, but get over it. Like, and when I say get over it, look at him. He is walking away in confidence. His head is not down. He's holding his staff. He is walking away in confidence from the situation. So you can actually walk out of this situation that you feel like you've been stuck in and kept bound by. And maybe you feel like, with the Justice card here too, maybe you feel like someone passed some sort of judgment on you, if you will, that may have been unjust too. That's why you're feeling a bit more raw, because it's like you felt like you almost have to kind of be a little bit more instinctual and animalistic, if you will. But it's like, yeah, you're having to leave behind something, but you're leaving it behind with grace and with power. Not that you're not even, it's not even like there's no need to be sad over this. See how none of these cups have spilt over. So there's a no hard feelings kind of thing here too. None of them have fallen over. Let me peer a little bit more into this. I want to peer more into the Eight of Swords energy. Oh, okay. Eight of Wands in reverse. This card, for most signs that have come up, it's been forward. It's been reversed. The thing that's been actually keeping you stuck is the fact that you feel like you haven't been able to move as fast. Things are slowing down, and they are slowing down. We have a lot of planets that are retrograde. We're going to have more that are retrograde. Mercury is going to come retrograde. Venus is going to go forward, but then Jupiter is going to come retrograde. Uranus is going to retrograde. So yeah, you are feeling a little angsty right now. I think that's what this is. You're feeling a little angsty because you're wanting things to kind of move a little bit faster, but they're not quite moving at the speed as that you want it to. This is about a level of acceptance and just kind of moving on and be like, you know what, it's all good. Let's go a little bit deeper. Oh, well, we got the Page of Swords here. We got the Page of Swords. Look how happy he is. He's excited to move forward. He's like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this Page of Swords is interesting. Like, the Page of Swords is like, I feel like in this deck, the Page of Swords is a little bit more rash, a little bit more like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Whereas the Knight of Swords, which normally is rushing into battle, is a little bit more calm and collected. So it's like, yeah, you are bringing this sort of youthful energy right now, and you're wanting to like communicate these different things. It's like you're really excited, I guess. You know, you're really excited to kind of talk about different things. You're really excited to express your passions. You're really excited to, literally at the root chakra card, which talks about stimulating passion. But, you know, you're still looking for some sense of security and like to kind of ground yourself into this physical plane a little bit more. But you're definitely very excited about something. We had the King of Points here too. So there's definitely going to be this, this could be an earth sign. So either a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn that kind of comes into play here. But really what I'm seeing here with that King of Coins is that you're going to be recognized. You're going to be recognized for your worth and your value, which is naturally going to make you excited. But when you get this acknowledgement and things aren't moving at the speed that you want to because all these planets are going to start retrograding and things are going to start to fall slow, it's going to make you angsty and almost nervous in a sense. That's why the Eight of Swords there is like it makes you kind of nervous and it makes you feel almost stuck, even though you're not really stuck. You're not really stuck. I think it's just like you just have to learn how to trust the divine timing of the universe. But there's definitely some sort of acknowledgement that's coming from this King of Coins. Ooh, yeah, we got the Four of Wands. This is reminding you to stay committed to the path, even if it's not moving at the speed that you want it to. And I know that, Aries, I know you're not going to like that. I know that you want things to happen immediately. I know that Aries has a tendency, like the relationship, if you don't really feel like a spark in the relationship anymore, you'll just dip out and stuff. I think it's about giving things time to mature and then just still remaining committed, especially so long as it's like really coming from like a place of love and it's coming from a place where you are stepping more into your heart. Remember, this Venus retrograde is happening in your 5th house. So it definitely comes down to being more sun-like. But yeah, all Aries are, especially except with the North Node in your sign, you're going to be kind of playing the villain. You know what I mean? So I think that's really what this comes down to. You're going to be kind of playing the villain. And maybe what this is that you almost feel like you're getting burned at the stake, if you will. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe you feel like you're getting burned at the stake. And that the supposed justice that has been passed down, which may seem like, which is being passed off as just, is actually not just. You know it. And they probably know it too, but they gotta kind of slander you and blame you to kind of keep the narrative and control shit. Don't worry about that stuff. Just leave behind that stuff. Like I said with the Eight of Cups, no hard feelings. Move forward. You will be good. We have the card of fertility. Card of fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. Aries, some of y'all are actually going to get married and get like pregnant on like during the honeymoon. I'm just going to go ahead and just say it. Like some of y'all are going to get pregnant on the honeymoon. Right. But the fertility can also just be speaking to the fact that since your passion has already been stimulated because of the whole root chakra energy, because it starts there too, work your way up, work on like, since that's working, you're kind of coming in and that's like being like expressed more, work on the sacral and then the solar plexus, then the heart, kind of almost like envision yourself, like bringing the energy like a toroidal field, if you will. So you kind of gas yourself up, if you will. Gas yourself up. You're going to start to feel a lot more creative, a lot more courageous to really move forward, despite if people, like I said, this right here, it doesn't mean that you have to be physically like this. People can be trying to drag your name through the mud, and it's almost sort of, it almost gives me like witch, it does kind of give me like witch hunt vibes, if you will, right? But you know, unless they're actually tying you up at the stake and shit like that, it's just what they think about you. So fuck what they think about you. You know what I mean? So you're on your own shit. Gas yourself up this month, you know? Yeah, I think it's gonna be, I think that's pretty much what I got for you, Aries. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Alrighty then. Let's see what we got next. Who do we have? We got two more left, which is Aquarius and Taurus. Aquarius. I think last time I actually did Taurus last too, so I think that's interesting. So Aquarius. All right. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars. Or if you're watching for your friends and family. The dominant vibration that you are bringing into this month is, drum roll please, don't mind me, I'm a nerd, okay? Don't mind me. Card of allowance. Card of allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So yeah, this is about becoming that co-creator. You know, when you actually allow this to come forth. I love how like the beautiful colors of this card, the greens, the reds, the golds. It does kind of give me full card vibes and just kind of embracing the journey as it comes. Not to mention, you can see the flower of life actually inside of like that inner sun, if you will. So it's actually very beautiful. It's like tapping back into like the basic, to like those divine building blocks of the universe, the flower of life. You know, allowing yourself to, you know, be like that flower. I mean, you are the flower of life, but to like really start to like integrate that more and to allow it to happen. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that, Aquarius. I love that. You know, sometimes allowance isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do, right? But when we can't allow, when we can kind of get out of our own way and kind of take the position that we, you know, our rightful position, then we can be that co-creator, you know? So let's see what we got going on for your Aquariuses with the cards too. All right, well, we got the Knight of Coins in reverse. The Knight of Coins in reverse, followed by the Nine of Wands upright, and you also have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse too. We have or not reverse, the Eight of Pentacles upright too. So really what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing with this one right here, that Knight of Coins in reverse is like, yeah, this is about, you know, searching for your value. I feel like some of you guys may be dealing with some financial issues and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So there could be some difficulty when, as far as like that sort of stuff goes. And that could definitely cause some frustration. I know finances is always like always be like a touchy subject. And then the Knight of Wands, I feel like you're almost having to like almost like defend like your actions in the past that might have led to a Knight of Coins energy. But we do have the Eight of Pentacles here. So I almost feel like this is like an investment. This is because it'd be one thing if this was like, you know, like the Five of Swords or like the five of coins, or if this was like another card like that, then I would say that, you know, maybe you're not necessarily feeling as valuable right now, or maybe you're feeling like, you know, maybe an investment that you make, you know, didn't work out. But the fact that it's right here, we have this, is like, no, you actually have some stuff to show for this investment, if you will. Maybe you're having to defend yourself against yourself. Aquarius, I feel like you're like your own worst enemy with this. You're questioning, like, oh, why did I make this freaking decision? Like, it's actually kind of eating me up a little bit here. But it's like, you just keep putting in those reps. I feel like you did make the right decision here. I really do. Oh yeah, you definitely did. We got the Queen of Cups here. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. She's reminding you to, like, Aquarius is so busy, like, giving water to other signs, so that you guys forget to drink yourself. And the Queen of Cups is reminding you to take time to treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this Knight of Coins isn't necessarily, maybe it's not necessarily physically money. It could be physically money. Maybe, you might be going through a financial hardship, but it's because you made an investment and now you're trying to defend that investment to yourself. This Queen of Cups is saying, like, you know what? No, it's like, you treat yourself. This would be a good month to just, like, take yourself out on a date, Aquarius. And you may even feel like, oh, but can I afford to take myself out on a date? Yes, you can afford to take yourself out on a date. Or shoot, treat yourself, like, to a nice home date. Make yourself some nice food, like, get yourself some nice wine or something like that, and treat yourself because you've been working hard and you have a lot to show for it, and that should be something that should be celebrated. I feel like, Aquarius, you haven't even really had time to celebrate, all the hard work that you've been putting in, And maybe you're starting to kind of maybe you're starting to run like a bit of an energy deficit because of it, because it's like you haven't been able to really treat yourself, Aquarius. Yeah, we have the Ace of Swords here, so that's a new thought paradigm coming in, which is freaking awesome. I love that, a new thought paradigm. And we do have the Ace of Cups in reverse, though. We got two aces like that, So, yeah, I think this is really just kind of overcoming. You're definitely going to be kind of feeling like, things definitely feel like they're moving forward. I feel like I've been working on these different things. I've been putting in the effort. I've made these investments, and I feel like I kind of have to defend myself, almost, in a sense. But this is really a lesson in allowing. You could be looking at your situation right now, and you'd be like, man, like, I just don't know if I made the right investments money-wise. But this is about not looking at this without the judgment, without the opinion, without the fear, without the resistance. Almost sort of detach a little bit, kind of do a little bit of your detaching thing that you do, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could actually really, really help you, because I feel like you can't even see all the beautiful things that you have manifested, all of the amazing hard work that you put in. The money will come. The finances will change. They will change. So we got the Queen of Cups here. We got the Ace of Swords here too. The only thing that's really getting in your way, really, is how you feel about the whole situation. That's the only thing that's really getting in your way, is how you feel about it. But feelings change. Feelings don't last for those feelings that you have won't last forever. They'll flow. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that's really standing in your way. And then we do have the Ten of Cups in reverse. I think it's because you're just trying to chase a feeling right now. You're trying to chase, like, what you feel like is going to be, what you feel like is going to make you, like, really happy. What you feel is going to be the best thing. You're, like, chasing this feeling instead of just allowing it to evolve naturally. You know what I'm saying? You're stressing yourself out because of it. And there's no need to do that. Oh, wow. We have the Lover's card as well to cap it all off. The Lover's card. And it kind of makes sense with the Venus over here in your 7th house. So, Aquarius, I have a feeling that a lot of this has to do with just, like, finances and relationships. I think financially, I think you may feel like you're in a bit of a hole, but I think you can make some big change. Not necessarily big changes, but I think you have made some changes already, some investments that's going to lead you to, celebrating more and actually coming more into a more financial abundance, if you will. The Lover's card here, it's like Aquarius, you guys went through some and it's like intense relationship stuff with that Venus retrograde. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you didn't like break up with like your partner in the first 10 days of that retrograde, you good. And it's almost gonna feel like a renewal in your relationship too. If you're single, then this would be more like a renewal in the relationship that you have with yourself and the relationship that you have with the universe. But there's definitely a night, especially when we get that new moon that's going to be in your seventh house, you're going to be feeling a lot more refreshed and renewed. Your partner might even be able, sure, your partner may even come into some like random, new ventures and stuff like that too, you know? I think this is sort of like an element where it's like, lean on your partner a bit too. You don't have to just do it all by yourself. I think that's the thing about it too. Just because you're the one going around being the water bearer and giving all this water and stuff like that, doesn't mean that you can't have someone give water to you too. Could come from another Aquarius or someone with prominent Aquarius placements or maybe prominent 11th house energy. But yeah, you're so busy providing for so many other people that sometimes you forget to provide for yourself. So this is going to be an opportunity for you to, be provided for. That's why I said to go to like a restaurant and treat yourself, Shoot, maybe you'll have a hot server. Ooh, we have the card of Earth. Which is funny because you're already like way out there and stuff. We have the card of Earth. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Aquarius, go near water. Go put your feet in water. I mean, I know it says Earth too, but something's telling me to go to a pond or a lake or a river and put your feet in the water. Put your feet in the sand. I think that's really going to help you to connect back to this earth, connect back to this physical plane, if you will. And then you won't have to just feel like you always have to detach all the freaking time and just kind of almost have like this weird sort of just distant relationship. You can actually be more intimate with life. You can be more intimate with people. I know you're afraid of that. I know you're afraid of that, Aquarius, but you can be. And I mean, you got the Lover's card, so it's gonna happen. So, yeah. Alrighty then, cool. So that means that we are on to the last sign. I'm pretty sure it's Taurus. It's the last one. Yep, just be and let it happen. Exactly. Just be and let it happen. Exactly. Yep. Taurus. Taurus, the giants of the zodiac. 242. I'm going to put it at like 10. Cool. All right, Taurus. Let's see what we got going on for y'all for August. All right. Taurus, the dominant energy that you're bringing into this month, we also have the solar plexus chakra for you. The solar plexus. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution to the whole is. Yeah, I really like this. Coming more into that solar plexus energy, knowing yourself, knowing your will, invoking that willpower. I think it's very, very powerful, Sagittarius, that you'll be doing that. Of course, like I said, we do have that sun, which is squaring your energy right now, as well as Venus too. So which can ironically have you a little bit more in your feels. Taurus, you're a little bit more in your feels right now. Taurus likes to act like they aren't in their feels, you know. And I think it has to do with the fact that Cancer is with, well, yeah, Cancer is, the third house and stuff like that. So, like, so a lot of times you guys will sort of like intellectualize your emotions and stuff like that, like a weird way. But yeah, all this energy right now is definitely having you in your feels, and so that's probably why you feel a little bit off. So it helps that you have Jupiter and Uranus in your sign, though. But yeah, you're definitely invoking that willpower, stuff like that. So because Taurus has like so much stamina. That's the thing about Taurus. Like Taurus has so much HP and stamina. It's like you're just hurling attacks and attacks and attacks at Taurus, and it just feels like their HP is not going down. Like I swear, like they have so much stamina, and I think people confuse that stamina for okay, so we can just throw whatever at Taurus and they're not going to be affected. It's not that you're not affected, Taurus, because you most certainly are affected by it. People just don't really see that. People don't really see how it can wear on you because you're able to withstand so much. So we have the King of Swords. We have the King of Swords. We also have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so Taurus, you're kind of bouncing back and forth between two different things. So it's kind of making you a little bit more on the indecisive side. So you're trying to figure out where to invoke your will and what direction to take it. So that's why I thought this King of Swords is in a bit of a contemplation mode. It's a little bit different from the Knight of Swords that, you go from the page, which is like kind of bright-eyed. The Knight of Swords is like going a little bit more internal. And then you have this King of Swords where he's opened his eyes back up, but he's definitely has like this sort of like calm demeanor, but still kind of, figuring out like, all right, what is my next step? How am I going to move forward? You know what I mean? So it's definitely taken the emotion out of it. You know what I mean? This Two of Pentacles, though, like I said, being that it is reversed, you're definitely you're feeling a little wishy-washy right now. I'm not even gonna lie, because this card does show waves in the background, and they're just like sitting on top of these waves or something. He's sort of dancing near the docks. But yeah, you're feeling a little wishy-washy right now, Taurus. Not gonna lie, you're feeling a little wishy-washy. So I think really what it's coming down to is that you can feel that Jupiter is going to retrograde and stuff like that. So it's like the moment that Venus comes forward in your fourth house, Jupiter is going to retrograde in your first house. So it's going to be like, crap. Like I think that's really what you're kind of feeling. You kind of feel the rumblings of it already coming. We have the Five of Wands in reverse, Taurus. And that is followed by the Four of Wands in reverse. The Four of Wands in reverse. So, I don't feel like this is a bad thing. I would just say if you are in a relationship, just be careful of like small fights becoming bigger than what they need to be, because this can definitely be turning a mound into a molehill kind of thing or whatever. I can't remember how that saying goes, but this could definitely be taking something small and making it seem like it's like a really freaking big deal when it really isn't. Especially when it comes to those of you that are coupled up. If you're single, I think this Five of Wands is you wanting to sort of maybe avoid some type of strife, in order to get to the. It's interesting how the Five of Wands comes after the Four of Wands, because it's like you have like the marriage and stuff like that, and you have that whole celebration, and then you immediately have like your first argument like right afterwards, and it's like you're out of the honeymoon phase, and then you realize that, oh wow, well, this is a person too. They're not just the perfect angel that I thought that I had married and stuff. So it's like I feel like there's almost like an element where you're wanting to almost circumvent that Five of Wands kind of energy. You know what I mean? So the Five of Wands is there. It's going to happen. So even when you commit yourself to something and you celebrate that with your friends and everything, just there's going to be a healthy dose of reality that kind of comes back. But don't get super caught up in it, because like I said, it's just the Five of Wands. It's going to be a little bit on the lighter side. Or not. We got the Three of Swords here. And I was shuffling for a while too. Three of Swords followed by the Hermit card. Oh, Taurus. Okay, yeah. So you are feeling like you have to kind of go on your own a little bit. I might be going to lie here. Oh, Taurus, you feel like you feel like you kind of had to go on your own a little bit, kind of take more of like an inner journey, if you will. Where I was thinking that it was going to be a little bit lighter, apparently not as light. You're feeling a little bit heartbroken right now. And maybe, don't let that kill your will, though. I kind of want to get a little bit more clarity on that. Well, we got the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. So this could be an individual, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting that card a lot. And there's also the Six of Pentacles. I feel like this is just someone that you probably gave too much of your time and energy to, someone that you probably invested too much into, and they kind of took it and ran with it. It's like they took it and you found out that the money that you were giving them, it wasn't going towards, the cause that they said. It was going towards supporting like an addiction of theirs or something like that. And it's kind of got you fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to her. She's almost sort of like, wait, I've been financing your addiction essentially, and it's gonna kind of have you fucked up. You know what I mean? So that's why you're gonna have to you're gonna kind of heartbroken by the situation. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're like if it's a relationship, doesn't mean that you have to necessarily break up with them. Because like I said, if you survive the first 10 days of this retrograde, you're probably good. Just saying. But you may still learn something that may have you feel a little bit heartbroken. And you're going to have to figure out how to kind of work through that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but this is definitely a moment where Taurus like, wait, that's what you did with my investment? That's not what I freaking asked you to do. Or that's not what you said you're going to do. So let me draw a card to look into that energy, because I find that to be pretty interesting. What's going to be, well, we have the King of Cups. We have the King of Cups as the results of it. I think you're interesting enough. You're going to actually feel a little bit more emotionally. You're going to be surprisingly emotionally attacked about this. Even though it's going to feel difficult and tough, the results of all this come to the end of the month. You're going to be like, you know what? I have a new emotional understanding about this. And even though I felt the wide range of emotions this month and things are just feeling wishy-washy and stuff, it's going to almost sort of get to this moment where it's like it kind of chills out a bit. And you can see with this card, like the water is kind of coming out of the cup. He's like he's moving it with his mind, if you will. So it's like I feel like some of you Tauruses are going to actually learn a little bit of water bending this month. You know what I'm saying? You're going to learn some water bending. And maybe this wishy-washy, maybe these waves that are happening in the background, maybe that's like your subconscious and your unconscious mind causing a storm that's causing these boats to be whisked up really high on these waves, because like your unconscious and your subconscious mind is kind of creating those waves. But by the end of the month, after coming through all of the challenges and stuff, and then invoking your will and having the willpower to continue to move forward, it's going to be a little bit more calm, and you're actually going to become more aware on how to move these emotions and stuff like that. That's beautiful. I actually like that. It's kind of intense and a little scary there in the middle. You know what I mean? Because you kind of realize like you've kind of been giving maybe too much of yourself. Maybe this is about taking your power back. You know what I mean? So, well, yeah, we do have the Tower card. So yeah, something definitely big is coming for you this month and radically changing. But like I said, with that King of Cups there, at the very least, you're going to actually feel it's actually going to ironically kind of lift some weight off your shoulder. Taurus helping with Leo's enemies and the ships. Probably, honestly. Probably. The Taurus and Leo are probably just teaming up and stuff like that. But yeah, there's this Tower moment, Yeah, that's definitely, not the easiest. I'll draw one more card. That's the Ten of Wands, though. So it's like, yeah, you can still move forward and stuff. And Ten of Wands, you definitely are feeling a little bit more overworked. And I think what this comes down to, Taurus, is the fact because like you have so much stamina, people think that they can just give you all of these different things because you have you're so you're grounded in this earth and you're able to withstand so much that people feel like they're able to kind of give you this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing. But I think the terror moment is you realizing that you're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. And that's okay. You don't always have to be Superman or Superwoman. It's kind of similar to Capricorn. It's in a different way, you know? So I think, well, let's look at the last card for like the Sacred Geometry Oracle. So yeah, I think Tauruses are just going through a pretty intense lesson this month of, what happens when we really start to invoke our will and really start to get more into our creative personal power, how that may kind of start to ruffle the feathers of those around you. But yeah, it's going to be sort of like, yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of you kind of are feeling a bit of a crack in your shield this month. And well, so that's the card that flips. Oh, so we have the card of dynamic. The number is 23, and this new moon is happening at 23 degrees of Leo. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So yeah, that new moon in Leo in your fourth house is really going to help you because then you're going to start to understand the dynamism of all these emotions that you're feeling and what happens when you really put yourself out there creatively and passionately. Yeah, people are feeling like they can kind of give you a lot of work to do because you do have all this stamina, but it's okay. Like you don't have to do all of that. You really don't have to. Shoot, this is some people might actually get pissed because they try and give you all this stuff to do and you decide to like kind of hold your ground and remain steadfast. He's like, nah, I'm actually good. This is literally, you're going to be enticed by the freaking matador to like, and then the matador is just going to be like toying with you and playing with you and shit like that. You're going to be enticed to charge that matador. Don't even charge. Like, I would literally just do the Taurus thing and just chill and just sit there, just like sit there while the matador is like trying to like flap this this red cape, whatever like that. Just sit there and just like stare at the matador. It's like as your ears are flicking and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The crowds are gonna start booing. And the funny thing is that they're not really gonna be booing you. They're gonna be booing the matador because the matador can't actually get a reaction out of you. So I think that's what this comes down to. Is like people are gonna be trying to get a reaction out of you, Taurus, this month. Don't even give them the time of day. All right. Don't even give them the time of day. You ain't got time for that shit. So, oh man. Well, I think that is going to do it. All right. It's 11:02. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna watch some anime, and fuck it. I'll draw one more card for everybody. How about that? One card for everybody. One tarot card for everyone, and then one geometry card. Yes, I actually counted to 23 on that. So and I'm gonna put everyone. So 258 0. Okay. All right. So for everyone, thank you guys for watching and stuff like that. If you watch from like the beginning and stuff like that, definitely appreciate you guys. Hope that you guys are having a wonderful month so far. Let's have a beautiful month. Let's overcome the challenges. Let's realize our superpowers and really make a positive change in this world. So, what I got for you guys, I had the card of the Empress, which is the card of Venus, right? And I also had the card of Soul Time. The card of Soul Time. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. This card has such a deep aura and energy to it. So I think we can feel that something is coming. And then we can feel that something is coming, and that something is people really expressing what's in their heart and really bringing it out with that Venus, with that new moon, and it's going to be happening in Leo with Venus that's in Leo. People are really going to start to bring it out for the first time in over 200 years. People are going to be really bringing that out, and it's going to take on a whole. It's going to shift the whole paradigm of this reality. So we can feel it coming. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. I think it's going to be a very powerful month, and I am excited to be doing this work and to be just having fun with you guys because I love these live streams. I love it's fun. It's fun what comes up. I love just throwing shade at all the signs too, but also I love all the signs. I appreciate all the signs too. I love throwing shade at the signs too. It's fun. So, but yep, y'all take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Because I'm probably going to film the Wednesday's astrological forecast in the morning because at 3 hours, I want to get some food and I'm gonna watch some anime. I'm gonna just chill the rest of the night, and I'm off my main job tomorrow too. So I'm actually gonna rest. Yes, I will rest well tonight. So, but yeah, y'all take care. Stay blessed. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your subscription and your viewership. I really, really do appreciate it. And I hope that these messages here today, I hope that they help to guide you. I hope that they help to give you some other perspective into your life and your situations. And I trust that they will assist you in your journey as you continue to move forward and exalt your understanding of this world, stepping more into your heart space, heart place, and step more into that higher, greater version of yourself so we can achieve world peace because I believe that that is possible. And I believe that we've already done it. I wouldn't think that we would have, I don't think we would have a concept of it if it wasn't possible. So, anyways, I'm rambling. See y'all later. Peace out. Y'all take care.